Okay. An error occurred, yada yada yada. Don't wake me up, I'm not dreaming. This isn't our first time around. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Apologies for starting a little bit late. We was trying to get a dual stream actually going. So this is my first time, guys, attempting to stream from YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Yeah. Let's see. Don't miss out on here. Stream manager. Sure, why not? Now, how do I merge? Actually, let me make sure this is tight real quick. Now, I should be able to put all my chats here. Everything seems slower, though. Everything seems slower, though. Yeah, I was about a couple seconds behind. All right. So, now how do I move this down, though? So strange. New technology. Give me a minute, guys. We're going to get started. I just have to figure out how I get my chat outside of here. No, it's not a drag and click. If it's not a drag and click, if it's not drag and click, I really don't know how to do it. I don't like this. All right. Let's go to, well, let's try it again. I don't know. Let's try it again, chat. But why are you appearing in here, though? That's the thing I don't like. Oh, just the click. Okay. Bet. All right. We should be good. We should be good. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. How you guys doing? Pretty sure I saw most of you guys yesterday. All right. No, not this one. That's Obito. You're looking for... Oh, no, I did... Oh, why did I do that? All right. History. Reopen last close tab. Yeah, that was a Bleach tab. So where am I looking? I'm looking for here. No, that's the one I just closed. How do I keep opening the same tab? Okay, here we go. Cool. Now, I don't know if anyone is on the Twitch stream, but I'll be in the YouTube stream. So, yeah, I'll be in the YouTube stream if you're watching on Twitch. So, yeah. But then again, I do want my comments merged. And this is weird because it's really not showing any of my comments. I thought I turned that on, though. Like, that was the whole point. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm seeing comments. Fused Momo, full power Naruto. That's true. That's actually a fact. And I thought there was a way you could show all of your comments, but now I'm not seeing that. But hey, what's good, Karibo? What's good, Jax, Shinigami? How y'all guys doing? Going to react to one of the videos or no? Not tonight, bro. Not tonight. We're going to be reading Boruto. I will do a reaction probably to that Ukiyoda versus Obito video tomorrow. That'll be Thursday. I can do a react video. But tonight is going to be really just we're going to get through Boruto. I want to get through I want to make it to 2 Blue Vortex. So I have to read this at least 3 times a week. At the very least 3 times a week. Now, for some reason, guys, I'm trying to get this because I'm using a new streaming thing with OBS called Restream, but it's not letting me see all my comments, which is strange because I should be seeing all my comments. I see Jax's comment here, but I don't see anyone else's comments. Gotta dodge spoilers. Yeah, man. Twitter's been going crazy over Sarada's Mangekyo ability. I bet my girlfriend wants me to sleep now. I can't read it. Sleep now at her home. Hey man, yep. Go be with your lady, bro. You got it. Okay, my comments are coming through, so I'll just keep it on Restream. Hopefully they all pop up together. All right, cool. So last we left off. First off, well, I can't even read my comments now, so it's kind of useless if I can't read them because I can't see them myself. So fuck it, I'll just get rid of that whole thing. But then again, that makes it almost useless to stream on Twitch. But then again, no one's really watching on Twitch anyway. But it's fine. We'll keep it active just in case people do. Woohoo, it's Boruto. It's Boruto time. It's hilarious. Alright. So yes, yesterday we were watching Boro get the break speed off of him. Multiple times. It was sad. My man got speed blitzed not once, not twice, but 3 times. Actually, everyone in the platoon tagged him at least once or twice. Everyone in the platoon tagged Boro, if not once, twice. So, we're going to see how this wraps up. We're going to see how this finishes. Kuribo says this fight was a lot faster in the anime, and I can get that impression. It makes sense. It's animated. The thing is, though, just because it's, drawn out or manga, there's still ways to delineate who is faster, right? That's why things like speed blitzing exist. That's why things like perception blitz exist, right? The thing is, Boro is not faster than these children. He doesn't have crazy AP because we saw him put hands on Boruto and Boruto wasn't like out for the count or anything. He's a very mid-tier fighter who has a tricky hacks. His hacks isn't even all that good. The virus thing isn't even all that good. Not really. It's a mist that kind of stays and forms around him, but that's not really all too impressive. I almost freaking passed when I saw that Sarada stuff on TikTok. I haven't even been on TikTok to see the Sarada stuff. I've seen it on Twitter, a little bit of it, like this whole black hole stuff. I've seen a little bit of it, but for the most part, I'm ignorant as to what she can do. Let's watch fodder get whooped by 12-year-old Genin, basically. Wait, look, Chidori. Like Jutsu, famous for its speed, is one of the only attacks in the manga that doesn't have speed lines. Right. At all times, when you're supposed to illustrate something fast going on, we don't do it with the Chidori. That's funny. Ronin, what's good, my guy? How you doing, bro? Nice to see you. So yeah, like I was just recapping, right? Boro has been tagged by everyone in the platoon. He's not impressive. He hasn't impressed me in the least bit. So far, Delta is in fact over him. Momoshiki is absolutely over him. Jigen is unquestionably over him. Shikamaru should have went with these kids, and this fight would have been over. This fight would have been over by now if Shikamaru went with these kids. But yeah, let's get it. Actually, hold up. Before we do that, let me check. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll just bounce back and forth. I guess that's fine. Hey, Mobley. How you doing, Mobley? That's good. Nice to see you again too, bro. All right, let's get it. So yes, she hits him with the Chidori. If I remember correctly, she does successfully grab his core and crushes it within the palm of her hands. Sarada's first Chidori in the anime is absolutely iconic. I wouldn't see that like iconic. I wouldn't call this iconic, bro. And this isn't any hate or anything or nothing like that. It's I don't. I'm not really like when you say iconic. What would make this iconic exactly? Like, here's the thing. When you're doing your first thing, it has to be like it has to really be like that. This wasn't really like that. Like Naruto using his first Rasen Shuriken, Naruto using his first Rasengan, that's iconic. Ichigo first Bankai transformation in Blitz and Byakuya, that's iconic. This isn't really that crazy. This is not that crazy. But anyways, you stupid little girl. Right, that's right. We left off when he was transforming. Right, okay, cool. So let's see what he does when he transforms. He's puffing up and going on a rampage. Okay, so it didn't kill him. The scientific ninja tool is running wild after losing its core. Ooh. He's calling Garo. He's calling Boro the scientific ninja tool itself. At this point, he's no longer able to fight. Leave him. Let's go rescue Lord Seventh. We're not taking him down. Believe me, I want to, but it doesn't look so easy. And we're pretty worn out. Don't go near him. He can still hurt you. But Lord Seventh might be able to defeat him. So let's get him out stat. Oh, right. Why didn't you say so sooner? Okay. This isn't working. It won't budge. Maybe we need to break it open after all. No. You might damage the inside. Boruto, give me your right hand. We use Karma's power to create a gate that crosses space-time to travel here from your village. It should be possible by the same principle to use a gate to connect the space inside here and the space we're standing in. So they want to make a portal inside of the orb and one to the outside of the orb. That's kind of interesting. So their thing almost works like Blink's ability from X-Men, I guess. Let's enjoy watching a grown-ass man getting styled on by fodder. Boro. 1010 is more iconic than Sarada, bro. Not 1010. Nah. Here's the thing, too. Like, when Naruto first came out, I really thought 1010 was going to be one of them ones. I thought she was going to be special. She was a weapon specialist. I thought that loss to Tamari was going to, like, get her excited and we would just see more of her. Nope. Check the anime version of this fight and you will get it. See, but the thing is this, Kribo. If I have to check the anime version to get a decent understanding of what's going on, that means it's the writers beefing up a character who got his ass whooped. Like, if Boro is severely more impressive in the anime, if he's doing a lot better, that means it's strictly so the writers could have made it look like the kids weren't styling on him the whole fight. Boro is just a fodder version of that alien bang Atomic Samurai and Metal Bat fought in the Boro's arc of One Punch. Naruto using Shadow Clone successfully was iconic. I agree, that was iconic. Like the first time he used like 100 Shadow Clones on Mitsuki. That was not Mitsuki. What was that one Jonin's name? Was it Mitsuki? I don't remember, but you guys who know, I mean, the white-haired Jonin, or Chunin actually. Imagine. Oh yeah, let me read, man. I get lost in the comments sometimes. Let me read. All right. So they want to connect the space-time inside to make a portal outside. Well, I don't have any other ideas. If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. In theory, at least, since we don't have a choice, let's just do it. Okay, cool. Okay, so they make the portal. There's Naruto's hand. And out pops Naruto. I'm not really a fan of this karma synchronization with no explanation, number one. Like, what's the link to that? And then they made a big enough portal inside the thing to teleport Naruto outside of it. Normally you have to walk through portals or something, but I'm guessing if you make the whole thing the portal, sure, you could fall through it, but it's like, all right. I guess. Dad, Lord Seventh. Hey, he's unconscious. What? Dad, wake up. My right hand's functional, so he's got to be okay. What's that? Did something land on them? Was that Boro? Oh, Mitsuki. Oh, Mizuki. Mizuki was his name. That's what it was. Okay, so he gets smashed. You dare make a fool of me? You won't get away with this, you monster. So even at this size, Kawaki is able to blast his hand off. Grr. So he didn't really get any stronger with this form, at least not yet. So he smacks Kawaki away. Sarada prepares for a fireball jutsu attack. She gets grabbed. Well, actually, hold up. Big Boy is actually showing some. I don't want to say decency or better feats, but he's performing a little bit better. But then again, these kids are worn out by this point, so this isn't even impressive. Like, they just kind of admitted that they were worn out and out of chakra. So I don't even know if I want to count this. Sarada. Naruto kicks his arm. Okay, so the kick to the arm was actually enough force to make him drop Sarada. But then he smacks Boruto back. Doesn't quite one-shot him, but he does smack him back. He goes to punch Boruto. I'm not sure what that is. Not sure. Oh, he did punch Boruto. Yeah, okay. So he punched him into the ground. Fragmented the ground while punching him. And is continuing to pound on Boruto. Sorry, this says stop. Boruto. And Boruto's gone. What? Boruto is now flying. Hey. Now this is let me look at this. Let's rate the design. So we got the horn with the black tattoos, black markings, however you want to do it. He straight up looks like Ichigo right now. And years ago, when this first came out, this was when I hadn't actually finished Bleach. But now that I know everything, this was straight up pulled from Horn of Salvation. Like even the whole eye thing being a singular, I don't know, man. It looks like a 1-to-1 inspiration of Horn of Salvation. Don't get cocky, you inferior creature. Boro goes to throw a punch. Boroshiki kicks his hand away and blows it off while kicking it away. That's impressive. So that means Boroshiki's legs are outputting as much force as his Rasengan right now. So however strong his Rasengan is, as far as like his AP, Boroshiki is doing that with physicals. That's a good feat. If Boro wasn't such a bum and a fodder who gets literally hurt by everything at this point, I'd say it's actually even more impressive. But the fact that everything can hurt him, like everything, it's still a good showing. Him being able to kick his entire arm off, because it can do what a Rasengan can do to his body, and it can do what Kawaki's blast do. So we can at least say he's striking with the potency of his Rasengan. We can give him that in this mode at least. We can give him that. So he dashes at him and knees him in the stomach. Sends him back quite far. What is going on? He has almost no chakra left. So, and here's a good point too, right? Now, Boro attacked these kids when they were low on chakra. Chakra can affect, Boro attacked these kids while they were low on chakra, right? But, as I always say, stamina becomes chakra, meaning that stamina and chakra are a 1-to-1. So, him stating he has almost no chakra left doesn't affect him being able to do this. And the reason is because, think about it like if you've ever shadow boxed, if you've ever been in the gym and been hitting the punching bag, if you've ever sparred, you can get winded doing things, but if you have a clear like 20 seconds to catch your breath, you can throw out a maximum punch. With just 10 to 15 to 20 seconds of catching your breath, you can throw out a maximum punch or a maximum attack or whatever like that. So the kids being low on chakra, it does affect them, but it's not like they're 50 times, slower or anything like that. It's just they might be winded a little bit and they might need a little bit of time to recover. All right, so yeah, he has almost no chakra left. Goes to Naruto. Is he stealing Naruto's chakra? Ooh. Good. That should be sufficient. So he literally steals Naruto's chakra, dashes back over to Boro, and proceeds to beat Boros' ass. Alright, so now the thing is, he threw another kick at him, but this time the kick doesn't do anywhere near the damage it did to Boros' hand, because his stomach is still intact. Which is interesting. I would expect his kick to be consistently ripping off parts of Boros' body. But he's dashing around Boros and basically using him like a piñata. And just... Pretty sure that's how it looked in the anime if it did happen. Alright. Cool. Alright, Mitsuki's awake. Boruto. What did he call it? That jutsu of his? Ah, that's right. Rasengan. And we get an even larger Rasengan. Actually, this might be the same size as the one that beat Momo, actually. This might be the same size as the one that beat Momo. Okay, so he finishes Boro off with the Rasengan. It makes a crater as big as the Rasengan that was used. Remember that conversation about AP and DC, guys? This Rasengan... making this crater is not impressive. It would, if someone were to calc it, which someone actually can calc this, it would calc very low in calcing, but due to scaling, it would probably be a little higher. But no, if we were to get the actual numbers for this and take the total energy, right, and divide it by the joules per centimeter cubed and the area it affected, it wouldn't be that impressive. But alright. Cool. So it looks like Boros is defeated. I want to make this clear as well. The kids beat him by themselves. The only reason Boroshiki was needed was because Mitsuki got blindsided and they were basically out of energy. Like, they didn't necessarily need him to step in. And they chose not to engage him. They're like, okay, we can just get Lord 7th. And they got Lord 7th. So it's not like they didn't accomplish their mission. Alright, let's catch up. Okay, let me see. Where's the last thing I read? We not here for that anime shit. Mugetsu, he can do it off screen for copyright reasons. Yeah, I'll go back and watch Boro versus the new Team 7. I'll go back and watch that. Imagine caring more about finishing an enemy than saving your own parent you came to save. Boruto was wild for that. I'm not gonna lie. What's the point though? If the source material fails to impress, why bother watching it again? I'll watch it again just because, you know what I mean? Like, I won't like put it over the source material, of course, but I'll watch it. I'll give it a watch. Same, Tenten had more potential, but we got nothing. Yeah, man, so sad with Tenten. The anime is the source for most people. Okay, so, and this is why I always say you cannot have it both ways. You cannot pick and choose. Because if we're going to go by the anime, and I know Karibo, you like to include movies in that as well. If we're going to go by the anime and movies, then I'm going to start scaling with the anime and movies. And, I don't even like to do that. See, but stuff like that, Stuff like that would be decided if we were actually having a legitimate debate. All that stuff would be discussed. Like, okay, cool. Are we using movies? Are we using novels? Are we only sticking to anime? What is canon? What isn't canon? And then we would have to get an understanding of how we both view the power systems and all this other stuff. But yeah. Ab-Stract. You think Boro can beat that bronchitis coughing ass Jonin from the tuning exams? Oh no. You mean Hayate is his name. The one who does the crescent moon thing? No. Hayate is washing Boros. Boros can't keep track of kids. Hayate is fucking it up. Even the Sand Jonin, the one that killed him, Baki, he's beating Boro. So artist Chidori in the manga is great, but the anime is another level. Okay, so that's why it's iconic for you, because of the anime. Okay. Gecko literally has no way of defeating or determining Boros' virus. Gecko Moria? Gecko who? If 12-year-olds can beat Boro, an actual Jonin clowning him. Facts. How did Naruto get knocked out inside that thing, though, LOL? Good question. Maybe he was never conscious, but then again, he had to be conscious to be feeding Kawaki's arm power. Maybe it's a clone. I don't know. Because he shouldn't be able to feed Kawaki's arm power if he's unconscious, which is weird. So, if it ain't in the manga, it's added filler. That's true. Still not addressing the point of the virus. New Gen Team 7 is stronger than most Jonin. All of them considered Jonin tier in combat individually. I don't know where you got that, Karibo. If they were all as strong as Jonin, they wouldn't need a Jonin to guide their missions. They wouldn't need Konohamaru. It would just be a cell of Jonin / Chunin. They wouldn't need Konohamaru if they were all at Jonin level. This is not true. Please don't perpetuate that like it's true. That's not true, bro. Especially not at this point. Maybe down the line, sure. But at this point, none of them are Jonin level. Not from what I've seen, at least. And maybe the standard of Jonin has changed since they're in peace times now, which would actually make sense. Because you got people who think vases are cursed being Jonin. Right? A knockoff Ichigo. Okay, wait. If they were Jonin level, they'd already be Jonin. Only reason OG Team 7 wasn't Jonins was because they were never around. They were never around to be promoted. Kind of. A knockoff Ichigo. In a time of peace, no reason they wouldn't be promoted if they were Jonin level. True. It's funny how I say the same shit as you guys without reading the comments sometimes. It just kind of shows how locked in we all are. In a time of... Oh, yeah, I already read it. I predicted this weeks ago. When Momoshiki grew 2 horns, here we are. Mugetsu, you have to take tests / exams to be promoted. The events of early Boruto happened in a short period of time. Combat ability is not the only metric for being Jonin rank. They probably still need to mature a bit in other areas like leadership and etc. I guess that's true. So, okay. You know what? I can accept that. I can accept that. You gotta show me proof they're Jonin level. I ain't gonna blindly accept your word, as you've lied many times already about the strength of Boruto character. No bullshit, Karibo. You be saying some wild stuff, bro. I'm not mad at him wanting to question your, statements. I'm not mad at that. Oh, good time to bully my favorite punching bag of a manga. Hey, what's good, Pariah? Nice to see you again, bro. All right, let me read, because you guys are yapping up a storm. Let's get back to it. Hey, Mitsuki, what the heck was that? What happened? I'm not sure myself. No, not yet. My dear blue-eyed boy, it's still a ways away that you'll... And then Momoshiki leaves. Okay. He said, my dear blue-eyed boy. But he said those blue eyes will take everything from you, but then he refers to him as my dear blue-eyed boy. I'm predicting this right now. Boruto is going to have some Flashpoint paradox type shit where Boruto has to fight himself. I'm calling it right now. Lose it all. All right, so Mitsuki grabs him out the air. He doesn't remember. Just now, he seemed like someone else. Karma. It might be even more dangerous than we thought. Naruto. Okay, cool. There is Kashin Koji. Jigen is recharging in the back. He hasn't even regained 10%. They're both out. Boro's guard. Oh, Boros is guarding the Hokage. Code is with 10 tails. Good. You're going to do it? Yeah. I'm taking him down. Let's read some of these. The inners who follow Jigen. Possessor of super regenerative ability. Fights using his regenerative ability in viruses. So long as he doesn't lose his internal core, his body will keep regenerating fully without limit. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So that means it's not even based on his chakra. It's fully mechanical. So as long as his core is intact, he will always come back. I like that. And we have Delta, Destructive Urges Incarnate. A cyborg whose entire body is fitted with scientific ninja tools. There are multiple Deltas stocked at Kata's stronghold. That's kind of cool too. The Masked Toad User, Kashin Koji. A mysterious man who uses powerful ninjutsu, such as summoning toads in unquenchable flames. Appears to have some tie to Konoha village. Confronts Boruto and company during his search for Kawaki. Retreats once he confirms Boruto bears a karma. Was keeping watch on Konoha after that. Gets tired of waiting for Kashin Koji and launches a surprise attack on Konoha. Is soundly defeated by Naruto and blows herself up, but transfers her memory to another Delta at Kara HQ and returns to life right away. That's dope. With his core extracted, the scientific ninja tools inside his body go wild. Afterward, he's erased by a transformed Boruto. A non-combatant scientist who was indispensable. Okay, I don't gotta read Amado's, honestly. Victor, the old man inner who's overseeing Kawaki's transport mission. He was erased by Kashin Koji for failing in his responsibility and on suspicion of betrayal. Imagine Kashin Koji killing you for suspicion of betrayal. That's hilarious. Kara's organizational structure, outers and inners. Kara's external collaborators. They are commissioned by inners to engage in combat. Inners, Kara's key members, each has a division they are in charge of called a sector. Okay. Alright. Kara's leader, Jigen, has extraordinary power and the ability to shrink and instantaneously restore the size of objects. Is he somehow connected to Otsutsuki or the Divine Tree? Okay. Cool. Nice stuff. So we're about to get Jigen versus Kashin Koji. I'm excited for this. Hopefully this turns out to be a lot better than fucking Boro. That blew me, yo. I'm not gonna lie. When I do like my final recap of this, I'm gonna dedicate maybe about 30 minutes to how trash Boro was. Like, I'm just going to go off on him for a whole 30 minutes. Because he deserves it. Before we get started, let's try and catch up on some comments. Alright. So, yes. Mugetsu, you have to take... Oh, yeah, we already read that. What is Hayate doing about the virus? He's going to blitz through it. And just get Boros' core. That's literally what's going to happen. Actually, Hayate might die, but he's taking Boro with him because he's going to do Crescent Moon Slice and cut Boro into like 5 pieces. And it's going to get his core. That's what's going to happen. Boro likely wouldn't even be able to land the virus on Gecko based off his feats here. Did you read Naruto? Kankuro and some of Team 7's peers all become Jonin post-time skip in Shippuden. Sasuke was a Ronin ninja. Sakura was learning regeneration jutsu and so on. Boro is a bum compared to Momo. Oh yeah, Momo. If you mean Momoshiki, absolutely. If you mean Momo like Hinomori Momo, that's true too though. Team 7 were Jonin tier, and the narrative confirms that by showing how their peers gained the title. It's not the same thing. These are straight up genin who have no obstacles in their promotion. That's true, bro. That's actually a fact. That's actually a fact. When are we gonna see Bort's dad merge with the Fox to beat Jiren? Jiren, like shit. I don't know. I thought that was coming up too, but I guess that happens later. It would calc below a Biju bomb if people pixel scaled it. People had no problem saying KCM Naruto was dozens of times faster than Hokage using pixel scaling, yet won't do it for this series. Right. I'm calling Boruto and Jigen Bort and Jiren from now on. Because Jigen is an interesting of a character as Jiren. Because Jigen is as interesting of a character as Jiren. Is he? Kind of. I like Jiren more, honestly, but Jigen's cool. Jigen's cool. I've only ever stated the facts of the scaling. Kakashi estimates Academy Boruto to be tuning to Jonin tier. What? When did that happen? I've never seen that in here. You're probably talking about the anime. I'm going to assume everything you're talking about, Kuribo, has to do with the anime. In the manga, Kawaki is literally confirmed Jonin tier on introduction. If you're talking about Konohamaru raising the threat level from S rank from whatever it was, while that might be a good argument, if you look up what S rank is, it doesn't necessarily... Well, like, it kind of does, but no. The qualifiers are just weird. Konohamaru is just being scary. Knowing Kuribo, he'd bring up feats from the ostrich filler. Bleach fans scale with the first movie, novels, and current anime anyway. Well, yeah, we definitely scale with the current anime. That's not going to change. Sadly, it's been put out there that Kubo has his hands on pretty much everything concerning the 1,000-Year Blood War anime. So that being the new canon, I don't think any person has an issue with. As far as the movies, if we want to do movies for movies, fine. It doesn't really matter to me. If you watch every Bleach movie, every movie has something canon to the anime in there. Like, something canon to the manga in there. Really in there. The first movie in the novel is considered canon by Kubo. That's true too. Actually. Yeah, I was actually reading somewhere. And the guy got Kubo's blessing for the novels, and Kubo said it was okay for him to divulge all this information in the novels. I think it was in Camp for Your Own World Volume 3, actually. Yeah. The first movie, known as canon, yeah. The anime Kubo said himself before it released that was going to add an additional new content, not in the manga. Yeah, that's true. They are referencing the manga directly, bro. Kuribo, one of the most disingenuous people I have. He's just doing his best to defend his series. We get to Kishimoto and Kodachi have confirmed the Boruto anime to be canon. You're just a liar. Alright. So, my thing is this. Kuribo, my thing is this. If I go watch Boro versus those kids in the manga, in the anime, and it's a lot different from the manga, which one should I take into consideration for scaling purposes and why? That's my question to you. Let's keep going. Oh, wait. Do we have anyone that's here? Da, na, 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 na. Okay. Let's get it. Kashin Koji versus Jigen. Let me get a drink. Don't wake me up without dreaming of last night. Could never hold me down, that's right. Sweeter when you're not around. All right. Okay. Number 44, Amado. Naruto wakes up. Cool. I made it. This could be an adverse reaction from having forced the continued attachment of the chakra incompatible prosthetic hand. It may be that the nanomachines in your blood are attempting to reject it. At this rate, your body's physical functions will keep declining bit by bit, and your chronic muscular pain will likely persist as well. Normally, it would just be a matter of performing the appropriate treatment, but as you know, the workings of your body are far beyond our understanding, so there's nothing we can do, unfortunately. It's alright, my body's been made to not die so easily anyway, for better or for worse. Kawaki, Dad's woken up. For real? The rescue mission was carried out by Boruto's Team 7, and Kawaki, all of them acted on their own. Kawaki too. Yeah, they pushed their way past me and jumped into enemy territory. Shikamaru, yo. You gotta love Shikamaru. Moreover, they apparently took down one of the top members of Kata who was standing guard over you. Y'all heard that, right? One of Kara's top members. Seriously, that's big stuff. It ended up turning out well, but you absolutely cannot condone such a rash act. They could have died. They could have all died. Genin acting rashly. So things haven't changed since we were brats. Come on, it's like a Konoha tradition. This is no laughing matter. That bastard Jigen can use Kawaki's karma to infiltrate Konoha at any time. We're still under threat of that, don't forget. Yeah, believe me, I know. Alright. Sorry to keep you waiting, Kashin. Everything's ready now. That's all you're taking? It doesn't look like much. I only need one section of cell fragments and the digitalized data aggregate. The work itself can be done using their equipment. Very well. Kachilsil. Summoning Steam Toad. It's your call, but I recommend putting out the smoke. Thanks for the advice. What are you two geezers getting all romantic over? Where do you think you're going, Amado? And without Jigen's permission, no less. I'm not turning a blind eye. If you're committing mutiny, I'm taking her down, Amado. Hope you don't mind. Actually, no need to bother. Time to go to sleep, Delta. Damn. Just shuts her off in how many words was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time to go to sleep. Delta 6. Shuts it down in 6 words. That seems to be an emergency shutdown code. I suspect I've been similarly programmed. Alright, ready when you are. Do it. So, yeah. We can probably suspect that Amado has did this to literally every cyborg he's engineered or enhanced artificially. When you arrive, follow the wall to the right. Happy hunting. Good luck to you as well. Ninpo, reverse summoning. And of course, we know he's headed to the Leaf Village. Amado the scientist known as Amado. I forgot to bring a light. Boruto, are you sure? I swear, his karma's pattern was different than usual. And he grew a horn-like thing on his head. Plus his right eye was a Byakugan. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. He took down in a flash alone. Wait. Oh, he took down in a flash alone an enemy that we couldn't beat as a team. He had unbelievable power. Wait, why'd she say that? They did beat him as a team. The only thing they couldn't do, because they were all low on chakra and getting attacked off guard and stuff, was beat his monster form. But she's selling herself short. They did beat him as a team. Alright. Because going back Kuribo's. I know for a fact Kishimoto don't watch the Boruto manga. Boruto scaling is widely inconsistent, especially with this fight against Boro. Yeah, that's true. Because going by Kuribo's logic, Hellverse scaling for the Espada, Ukiyo to end up would be canon. And considering how Vastalot Ichigo wiped out all levels of hell in the movie, Espada are Uni Plus. You have no proof of Kubo's statement on the novels. You can do an easy search for statements Kodachi and Kishimoto made for the anime. The time slip arc only exists because Kishimoto requested can't stand stands who plug their ears to easy access public information. In the 13 Blades data book as well as Bleach information catch-up book, both written by Kubo, confirm that Spirits Are Forever With You is canon. The current anime is overseen by Kubo. Can't for your world events are referenced. Outright lying. To quote Aizen, don't say such strong words. It only makes you look weak. You aren't even following the conversation. I am. You said so you now only care about canon when you were told. We ain't here for any of it implying. So by your logic, when we say Naruto movies but can't use Hellverse feats, I mean, who cares about canon, right? Let me guess, Boro doesn't speed blitz Team 7 in the anime either. I hope he does. I'll find out. I'll let you guys know. You're not following the conversation. You don't even understand what point you're trying to make. Boruto losing everything is a concept people wouldn't be against. As main characters struggle all the time in fiction, the only real issue will be how that it is enacted. Tell me what my point is, since you know everything. Nanomachines, son. Okay, I did some quick research, and burial mode is chapter 51. How close are we to chapter 51? We are at... Damn. I don't even know where the fuck we're at. Well, I don't want to... Okay, cool. Well, I'll keep that in mind. It's at chapter 51. I'll keep that in mind. Let me go back here. Do they fight Amado? What's going on? Anyways. Alright. I'll address that when he gets there. I'd rather not spoil him if he doesn't want to be spoiled. The good Hokage, Hashirama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, and Minato would have just executed Kawaki to prevent Jigen's infiltration. Danzo definitely would have did it. Danzo and Tobirama definitely would have did it. Hey, Yonin, what's good, bro? Nice to hear from you, bro. Nice to see you. He said, Goatstrack, my nigga, my nigga. Delta couldn't blitz Amado before getting shut down. That's true. But here's the thing. Delta didn't know she was going to get shut down. I was actually going to say that, Ronin. But then again, Delta she didn't have any idea what was happening. She didn't know Amado could do that. Else, I think she would have blitzed him before he finished those 6 words. Hold on now. Tobirama wasn't a good Hokage. Hiruzen is questionable himself. Yeah, Hiruzen wouldn't have did it, definitely. Alright. Cool. Let's get it. So yeah, Sarada's selling herself short. They definitely did take Boro down. I'm going to give them all the credit that they deserve. Otsutsuki, okay. He looked like them. Otsutsuki, you mean like Momoshiki and Kinshiki. What is going on with Boruto's body? Is he alright? Now, Sarada, just worry about yourself right now. You need to rest and recover, or else you won't be able to help Boruto when he needs it. Sakura is right. You did well. Just take it easy. What's happening to Boruto isn't normal, and it's clear to everyone, not just those like me who watch him closely all the time. Plus, the car member that we fought said this of Boruto, that he's Otsutsuki Momoshiki's vessel. Ooh. So Momoshiki's will still exists inside the Karma, and is trying to take over Boruto's body. Something like that. It doesn't seem like Boruto himself is aware of this, at least as of right now. You know, I was suspicious about Momoshiki's motives for granting Boruto such a power, but it makes sense if it's something that allows him to resurrect himself. So that's what Boro meant by vessel. If your conjecture is correct, by the way, conjecture means to form an opinion without sufficient proof or evidence. I'm nice, by the way. All right. How many of you guys knew what conjecture was off the top of your heads? If your conjecture is correct, to form an opinion without sufficient proof or evidence, then Kawaki was also etched with a karma to allow for some other Otsutsuki's resurrection. Yeah, and logic would point to it being the one Otsutsuki the one who gave Kawaki his karma, and that would be Jigen. But to my eyes, it looked like Jigen himself was a vessel for yet another being. There you go, Sasuke. You can always count on Sasuke's deductive reasoning. Art of expansion, followed by human juggernauts. Oh my god. Ninpo, cartoon beast mimicry. I'm not reading this shit. Not reading it. Don't care. Don't care. Alright. That was splendid. Truly magnificent. A new generation of Inoshika-cho. It's my lucky day. By the way, I doubt you do, but would any of you happen to have a light? Huh? What the heck are you? Are you listening to me? He hits Amado with shadow possession. I said, halt. You're too sketchy. Amado pulls out a two-pronged machine, makes a sound wave, and it affects all of Inoshika-cho. What is this? A scientific ninja tool? You've got to be kidding. He hijacked my shadow paralysis jutsu. Shikadai. Amado takes out two, what looks to be needles, and sticks them in Shikadai's neck. I'll have you be quiet for a little while. Don't worry, it's a benign drug. I almost fucked up that word. I was about to say Benningen. It's a benign drug. However, whether you survive past today is up to your father. So I like this. See, I'll say this, right? Because mind you guys, I started this series initially right where Code was going to go wake up Delta and all that, right? I like Amado's character. Amado does what he needs to do and gets the results he needs to get for his purpose. For all his intents and purposes, he does what the F he wants to do. So I like Amado for that. Alright. Mom. Inojin, what's the matter? Where are you? Mom, it's Shikadai. Shikadai's in big trouble. Can you put me in touch with Master Shikamaru, like, right now? Yo, how's he doing? Lord 7th, Dad. I don't have time. Let me read it just in case I fucking need to see something. You sure? You should be up and about? Yep, I feel fine now. I guess you do look full of energy, damn it. You had us real worried. Thanks, Kawaki. I heard you went to great lengths to rescue me. I didn't do a thing. You should give your thanks to Sarada and Mitsuki. Sorry to put a damper on this fun convo, but Kawaki, we're going to assign an even tighter guard around you from now on. Since we don't know when Jigen might show up again. The only ones who stand any real chance against him are Naruto and Sasuke. So we'll have you keep living under Naruto's protection, but your range of free movement will be more restricted than before. Got it? Sure. Shikamaru, can you hear me? We have an emergency. Now, what is it? Shikamaru, just listen to me calmly. It's Shikadai. He's been captured by a man claiming to be a part of Kara. A bomb's been strapped around his neck. What? The guy's name is Amado. Sai and a few others are there right now. Amado's demanding to speak to you. Dotan, Earth-style, gravel. Moigi, no. I've trapped him now. We can listen closely. Kazam, Matsuri, Mogi. You see the object hanging from that tree branch behind me? That's right. It's identical to the one I put on your student Shikadai. I'm going to trigger it to detonate now. Yes, without being able to move at all. What? Boom. That was fire. Hey, I see. I like Amado. This is how you. This is how you set up a sketchy character. This is how you set up a anti-hero. This is how you set up a threat who lets you know he's not playing around. Right? He'll do what he needs to do to get the results he needs to get. I like that. I respect that. Alright. Okay. Excuse me. Damn, you guys are going at it. Let me see. What we talk about? We talking about Danzo. We talking about the Uchiha. We talking about Hashirama. We talking about Hokage. Did Amado use a tuning fork? Yes. Thank you, Pariah. Yes, that's what it looked like. A two-pronged tuning fork. That's what it looked like. Yeah. Someone doing a composite Naruto versus composite Ichigo would be interesting. Including all parts of both franchises would take a lot of research. She admitted to being prepared for him to come for Nagato's eyes. Nowhere does she mention the paper bomb seed jutsu anywhere in there. I think you guys are missing the fact that Danzo was the one that went super crazy on the Ichigo segregation and isolation because of his blind hate. She literally said she was watching Obito and how his Karma worked and made a plan on how to counter it. If Naruto and Sasuke are the only ones who stand a chance against Jigen, why have more people guard Kawaki? That's a beautiful question. Honestly, it is. If it was prep time feat, she wouldn't have had it set up in the outskirts of the village where Obito confronted her. It'd be in the place where her and Nagato camped out. Mugetsu, are you saying that Konan can do that jutsu when and wherever she wants? You don't think she prepped that many paper bombs? I'm convinced that was a prepped Konan versus Obito. It was a prep time feat because she admitted to it. Just like how Shikamaru had a set up plan for dealing with Hidan. Making the plan was the prep, not the attack itself. That's like calling shooting someone a prep time feat just because I had the idea to bring a gun before the fade. We can take a slight intermission. We can take a slight break. I don't mind checking that out for you
All
guys.
you homeowners
What
have
in
unique
the
needs.
fuck is that?
Some.
What in the hell was that? That was weird. Alright. Alright, yeah. So was Konan's attack on Obito a prep time feat? Or is that something that she can just do? Let's see. I don't know what chapter it is exactly, but I should be able to find it. Declaration of war, right? When does that happen actually? So Danzo's death. Dark Naruto, Killer Bee. Naruto versus Karibi. Guy versus Kisame. Kabuto's plot, the war begins. Isn't it like 1 billion paper bombs? Isn't that what it's called? Okay. Kabuto's past. The trip behind Zetsu. Shocking forbidding jutsu. A ninja's death. When the fuck does that happen? I really don't remember when it happens. Yo, what's the chapter? What is the chapter for Obito versus Konan, bro? Alright. I usually don't like to do this because I like to rely on my memory, but whatever. Episode 253. What's the chapter, though? Chapter 363, 364. Alright. That seems pretty early, though. 363. What the hell? That was way too early. That was way too early. Konan versus Obito. So it is around when Kisame's killed. I just don't know the actual chapter. Unexpected Kinjutsu. No. Okay, 511. Alright. And I'm only doing this because I do believe Konan's jutsu was definitely prep time. We're never told exactly when the paper bomb C was made. No, we're not. But here's the thing: she goes out her way to take him to this secluded place and have the fight take place there. Okay, so that's when Obito finds him. So let's probably go back like 2 chapters, maybe. Okay, cool. Alright, Kisame's dying. He's dying. Alright. Looks like you won't just tell me where the Rinnegan, where Nagato is hidden. I knew you would come. I've been waiting to finish you off. Alright. Do I gotta go back again, bro? Well, I guess that, like, I don't know if I'll find the answers here anyway. Night Guy. Hirodora. Oh, okay. So in the manga, I see, okay. Alright, yeah. So in the manga, this is just how it starts. I think. I'm pretty sure this is just how it starts in the manga. They just talk like this. I won't get easy on you just because we used to be on the same side, alright? Let me ask you one thing. Why did you betray me? Is Uzumaki Naruto really worth all that? He is the light. That's why we all have the flower of hope. Heh. You bare your fangs at me, yet you still wear that uniform. I can only assume you still have lingering affection for Akatsuki. Yahiko created Akatsuki. The red cloud is a symbol of the war's rain of blood that fell on Amigakari. You may have taken over Akatsuki, but this uniform is ours, not yours. And the Amigakari ninja Nagato was the one who awakened the Rinnegan. It is not yours either. His eyes are this country's, this village's treasure. You are mistaken about 2 things, but since you're about to die, I'll enlighten you. I'm the one who induced Yahiko to form Akatsuki, and I'm the one who gave Nagato the Rinnegan. So I guess you could say I'm here to take it back. But it doesn't matter from where I stand. But it doesn't matter from where I stand. You are nothing but an ignorant little girl. However, you are a little girl who knows where Nagato's Rinnegan is. All I need to do is capture you. Don't underestimate the power of the Uchiha eyes. Okay. She's waiting for the moment I solidify. All right, she clearly has some sort of plan. I'll accept her challenge. There. So he grabs her, chokes her. It's over. He tries to suck her into Kamui, but of course we know he sucks up the explosions. I'll slip in some exploding tags and take you with me to the next world. So, mind you, they were fully about to commit suicide with at least 4 to 5 paper bombs. That's ridiculous. All right. 510 from Google says, I got it, bro. Thank you, though. Konan knew Obito was going to go after the Rasengan eventually and prepared it in turn. She most likely started prepping after Nakazu's death. Yeah, I agree with that. See, I asked what you think, not what is widely considered as canon. Again, is Senna canon or not? He won't give you an actual answer. It's not in his capacity. Karibo likes to play semantic games. Damn it, I'm late. Hey, what's good, Tay? How you doing, bro? All good. Tanti told me you fell asleep in the last stream because I was boring you. Is that true, Tay? Did I bore you to sleep last night? Nah, you had work. It's good. You can't be talking when y'all have denied Naruto the last and multiple guidance written by Kishimoto. I guess I underestimated you, but come to think of it, you are a former Akatsuki member after all. It seems you were planning to explode the moment I swallowed you and take me with you, but you failed. I was too quick for you and swallowed the whole explosion, though you did manage to injure me. But thanks to me, you're still alive. You should be grateful. Is this the extent of your secret plan? See, Mugetsu, everything about this interaction is kind of pointing towards the fact that this was a setup from the jump. Even Obito saying, I'll take her challenge or I'll take her bait. And then him saying now, is this the extent of your secret plan? Like, if this was a jutsu right here, bro, if this was... Yeah. It's because you are the darkness and flowers can but... It's because you and flowers can but wither in a world without light. Yeah. Yeah. Like... I don't see how this couldn't have been prepped. It wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense for her to be able to summon this many paper bombs in one fell swoop. It just doesn't make sense. A secret jutsu to protect Naruto sealed in a paper seal. A secret jutsu to protect Nagato sealed in a paper seal. I don't know. I don't even know how we got on this topic of her fucking jutsu, but it is what it is. Konan's ultimate paper jutsu, dragging Madara to the depths of hell. Shocking, forbidden jutsu. Okay. So yeah, attacks are getting stuck on him, but he's phasing. They're exploding. Looks like your teleportation didn't work. I haven't just been right beside you the whole time. When you suck yourself in, you always turn solid, and you're slower than when you suck other things in. I can't keep teleporting. I'll just have to shift to avoiding the explosions. You almost had me there. I'm surrounded by exploding tags that could blow at any time, at any moment. I can't be careless with my teleportation. And you can only slip through physical objects for 5 minutes. What? They're almost all exploding tags. See, here's the thing with that statement too. And we have this statement. I prepared 600 billion exploding tags to kill you. They can explode continually for 10 minutes. Yeah, everything about this, everything about her plan, everything about her strategy speaks to understanding Obito's ability, accounting for his strengths and weaknesses, and building a plan that she was going to execute around that. So I have to go with I think Revenant is arguing this point. I have to go with Rev on this. Everything about this, at least in my head, to me, was prepped. I don't think she can just pull this 600,000 paper bombs out her ass. I don't see that. Kami no Sho Jutsu is over. I didn't think it would take that much chakra, but now. Papal Angel technique. Amado has to be dead. Alright, cool. Let's get back to Boruto. So Amado is coming to the Leaf Village. Shikadai's collar is set to auto-detonate in roughly 48 hours, and only I can disarm it. So I don't recommend killing me either. Undo your jutsu and let him go. Moegi. We're listening, now talk. Before I get into it, I just want to apologize for the circumstances that forced me to take such drastic measures. Please forgive me. I wasn't intending to hurt anybody, but time is truly of the essence. Sorry, but I'm not feeling very trusting right now. Your opinion doesn't matter. I told you there's no time. Put me in touch with Shikamaru Nara. Hurry. I'm listening, mister. Who are you? Ho, ho, ho. So this is the much rumored Yamanaka clan jutsu. Very handy. You said there's no time, so quit the chit chat. Why do you ask for me? It's a matter that I would normally want to ask Lord Hokage. However, I believe he was taken down by Jigen and is unavailable. And I hear you're the one with decision-making authority in this case. That's why. He knows that Naruto was taken hostage by Jigen. Well, that lends truth to his claim of being a member of Kara at the very least. And Naruto and Dr. Katatsuki are here with me right now. Can you link all of us together? You make it sound so easy, but sure. It should really be easy, Ino. I don't know why you're giving backlip. You're only good for one thing. Alright. This is the 7th Hokage, Naruto. Uzumaki, speak what do you want with Konoha. Lord Hokage, you sound well. I'm glad. Now it's even more worth what I have to risk my life to come here. Cool. Let me get straight to the point. I am Amado. I, Amado, wish to defect to Konoha. In return, I offer intel to you on Kara, Jigen, Ten Tails, and Otsutsuki. I'll share everything I know. Defect? What does he mean? Why did they link Boruto? So yeah, I like Amado's straightforward approach. I like the fact that he took Shikadai hostage. I like the fact that he had this whole betrayal of Jigen plotted out since pretty much the beginning. I like all this stuff. This is all good stuff. Not sure why my shit isn't loading. There we go. Every bit of intel I possess should be extremely beneficial to you. If Konoha will accept my defection, I'll hand it all over to you without regret. And I'll release Shikadai too, of course. Now think carefully, but not too long. Time isn't on our side. Bastard, there's no way we can trust him. Hey, what's he mean by defect? Let's see. It's like when someone can't stay in their land or group any longer for some reason. So they seek protection from another land and escape to there. I see. So that's what it means. Yeah, I think this guy ran away from Kara. Don't know why yet, but it looks like he wants asylum in Konoha. Maybe his life is at risk. Maybe his life is at stake. He ran from Kara. Amado's betrayed Kara. I don't get it. What the heck is going on? Alright, this is politics. I don't need to see the politics. I want to get to Kashin Koji and I want to get to Jigen. Code is babysitting Ten Tails. No problems here, other than me dying from boredom. Glad to hear that. I don't know why. I don't know how, but Konoha is aware of that place. So don't let your guard down. Roger. Has Boro made his scheduled contact? Not yet. It seems something's happened. Perhaps Uchiha Sasuke made an appearance. You stay and keep watch here. Yes, sir. Long time no see. What of your mission? It's still in progress, Lord Jigen. Even as we speak. Sit. Give me your report. Now, I'm expecting some very cold shit from Kashin Koji. The only person we've seen him fight so far, I think, was Konohamaru. I think. And I think I might have read that without you guys. But I'm expecting some very cold shit from Kashin Koji right now. Like, this should be a clone. And then anything he makes should be a clone of a clone. And then he should hit him with a Rasengan or something. I don't know. Come on, let me have a smoke, will ya? It's a long story. I'd like to clear my head before I start. Don't push your luck. Be grateful that you're even sitting in the chair. Did I not explain earlier that restraining me is meaningless? If you want, I can blow up Shikadai's head right now. I'll rip you in half. Stand down, Shikamaru. What's that going to accomplish? This isn't like you. Shikamaru is pissed off. Hurry up and get to the point before my patience reaches its limit again. When it comes to your son, you're just a father. The ex-general in you would be disappointed. Hit him with that. That's enough. My patience won't last forever either. Does he actually plan to talk? I bet you this is all a trap. Amado is the head of Kara's Research and Development Division. It wouldn't be exaggerating to say he knows everything about Kara. Jigen has never granted him leave to go out. So him just being here is an act of treason that'll incur Jigen's wrath. I bet Amado has come prepared to die. That's how I see it. Head of R&D, does that mean he's the one who remodeled your body? That's right. And not just me, all of Kara's cyborgs are his handiwork. Wow, so he's the one genius scientist. If his defection gets approved, I'd love to have his skills at my laboratory. Shut you fat, pudgy, stupid ass, second-rate bum. I'd love to have his skills at my laboratory. No, you'd like to serve at his laboratory, clown. Anyways, but it would be to Kawaki's benefit too. I know, but what the heck are you plotting, Amado? Okay, start sharing that intel of yours. Even just one part of it is fine. Whether we approve your asylum request or not comes later. You're coming on strong, Lord Hokage. Do you want Shikadai to die? You wouldn't do such a thing. There's no way. Because if you did, we'd break off negotiations and you'd die. I don't think you'd risk that. I have nowhere to go if Konoha rejects me. Even if I manage to get away from here, I won't be able to escape Jigen. So I'm dead either way. You'll accept my demands no matter what. I still want to hear your story first. Don't worry, I won't pull a dirty trick like betraying you after you talk. I give you my word as Hokage. Hokage, Fine. Here goes. Alright, so last we got Jigen was around 10% of his total strength. Kashin Koji should be at 100%. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright. I don't see Kawaki with you. It's unheard of for you to return empty-handed. He's fallen into Konoha's hands and under the Hokage's watchful eye. A situation I embarrassingly cannot intervene in easily. So I chose to observe from a distance, but frankly, I didn't believe my eyes when you suddenly appeared in front of Kawaki. You tasked me with retrieving Kawaki, however, you hid that you could have extracted him yourself at any point. I'd like to hear from you why. Is it that odd for me to have you go fetch a parcel that I could reclaim whenever I wanted? In my opinion, this current situation all stems from the airship's crash landing. That was the direct cause of Kawaki's breakout. First of all, that was no accident. Ooh. Someone attacked the airship in transit and deliberately caused it to crash, feigning an accident. Oh, Jigen been hit from the jump. That's news to me. Wherever did you hear such a thing? Don't you play dumb. This is a prime opportunity for us to drop all pretenses and talk. Kashin Koji. So the frog is probably going to be a surveillance thing. That's what I'm going to assume. You may already know this, but Jigen is an Otsutsuki, or rather, he became an Otsutsuki. He originally was an ordinary human just like us. Let me start by explaining exactly who and what the Otsutsuki are. They are invaders from another planet. To put it simply, they are alien parasites. Perhaps a bit oversimplified, but it should suffice for now. Alien parasites. They have but one goal: to devour the life of a planet. That's the only reason why they come, and then leave for another planet. What the heck? What do you mean by devour the life of a planet? As in, how do they do it? Via endlessly annoying gardening. They plant a divine tree in the ground, an enormously large tree. Its roots grow deeply, reaching every corner of the planet, just like mold in your bathroom. And it sucks the chakra from all life living on that planet. Again, another fucking statement confirming all things have chakra. I hate you motherfuckers. It's 3:26 a.m. I'm literally sleeping. Oh, damn, bro. Hey, bro, y'all can go to sleep, man. Don't worry. Catch the stream later. Y'all can go to sleep. Plus, I don't have any music with this, so it's really just me reading. You know what I mean? Oh, my. Sucks the chakra from all life. So then what happens to us? Everyone will die, naturally. It's like a giant mosquito sucking out all the blood in your body. All life will end without a single exception. These alien parasites, why would they do such a thing? Because of what happens next. Once the divine tree is finished absorbing everything, it will bear a large fruit. The chakra fruit. That's right. The chakra fruit are lumps of tremendous energy and genetic information. Otsutsuki continuously update themselves by eating them. That's how their species evolves. Okay, cool. I fuck with it. This is totally fascinating. I can't believe this excites you. Uchiha Sasuke, have you been there to that place? Where do you mean? No need to play dumb. You ought to have learned its coordinates from the airship's data. That place that can only be reached using space-time ninjutsu. Don't tell me I planted it there, in a way that would be easy for you all to find. I wanted you to know about him ahead of time. That Otsutsuki, the shape of the horn is similar, but that wasn't Jigen, so who is he? Hold up, there's a proper sequence to this. Since it's a complicated story, let's take it step by step. If you did go there, you should have seen that Jigen possesses a Ten-Tails. It's a different specimen than the one you battled. Unfortunately, I don't know where this one came from. But Otsutsuki always utilize a Ten-Tails when they assault a planet. For it is Ten-Tails that becomes the divine tree. Ten-Tails is the seedling. First, they plant Ten-Tails in the ground. It grows into the divine tree, consumes the planet, and eventually bears the chakra fruit. Okay. So the Ten-Tails is the divine tree, basically. It becomes the seedling. It grows into the divine tree, then consumes the planet itself. Okay, interesting. Once they harvest the fruit, they no longer need that planet. They move on to another planet and repeat the same process. That's Otsutsuki for you. Alright, what were we talking about? Haha, you gotta sleep then. Yeah. Hey, Jax, get out of here, man. Go to bed, bro. Hey, one smart. Answer the question or stop adding me. Who wrote Itachi Midnight? Stop ducking, stop running, stop squirming, stop hiding. It's a simple question. You keep changing subjects. He says, maybe if he actually answered stuff, I wouldn't get bored and move on to another point. Now that I'm seriously honing in on the actual point, I'm no longer changing subjects, but I'm unserious, lol. You've been chirping with Mugetsu, calling me disingenuous first. If you want to pretend you haven't been ganging up, then fine. Yeah, hey, I don't know what this conversation is exactly, but the ganking is kind of crazy. Even if it's Kuribo. Kuribo's my man, 100 grand, right? Me and Revenant ain't ganking up on nobody. Me and him just agree. If you see that as ganking up, you're insecure and need a helmet. I wouldn't say it's insecure. But see, here's the thing though, right? Because what's the word? I encounter this a lot on Twitter sometimes too. And it really just depends. Because you can have people agreeing, but then when those two people are agreeing and then both attacking at the same time, it could be looked at as ganking. But I get where you're coming from too, Mugetsu. So like, I see both sides of it. Also, you still haven't answered the question either. Answer or admit you don't know. Who wrote Itachi Midnight? See, you ain't doing yourself a favor. I asked you to quote me insulting you, and now it's not insults but ganking up. I never called you disingenuous either. You duck questions though. Alright. All I ask is that you guys keep it peaceful. Alright. Have your comments, have your conversations. Keep it respectful, keep it peaceful. That's all I ask. Alright, once they harvest the fruit, they no longer... That's a Sasuke. Okay, cool. You said a few things that bother me, but okay. But anyway, so now, it's Jigen who's trying to do this to our planet as we speak. No, I don't think so, Sasuke. It's whoever put karma on Jigen, I bet. You said Jigen was originally an ordinary human. He can become Otsutsuki because of the karma, right? Very perceptive of you, Uchiha Sasuke. You're on the right track. What's that supposed to mean? Talk. What exactly is the karma? Yes, everything I've already said. Everything I've already said is just a preface. The important part starts now. Hold on. I'm getting a transmission from a colleague. What? Sorry, Shikamaru. Could you put my glasses along the edge of the table and aim them toward the wall? Excuse me. Don't worry. I truly want these negotiations to go well, so hurry up and do as I say. Hey, yo, Shikamaru getting bitched by Amado all day. This will never not be funny. Ab-Stract. For context, we've been asking who wrote Itachi Midnight for like 20 minutes and he just refuses to answer. Okay, so let me ask this though, because I am kind of fading in and out because I'm trying to read this, but I'm also want to engage with you guys as well. What's the relevance to who wrote Itachi Midnight? If someone can just give me that real quickly. I just got back from washing dishes and getting me some cookies and ice cream. And Ab-Stract turned into a teacher. What happened? I don't know, Brad. I'm just trying to moderate while I read. You know what I mean? For the most part, things are peaceful, but I'm glancing down and looking. I'm seeing words like disingenuous being thrown around, and I can't read all of it, or else I won't be reading the actual manga. So, like I said, I just ask, keep it respectful, keep it peaceful. You missed days worth of yap, lol. Like shit. Let me educate you real quick since you don't know. Takashi Yano wrote Itachi Midnight. You just started asking that because it was illustrated by Kishimoto but written by someone else. Oh, okay. Are we still talking about canonicity of light novels and stuff? Are we still talking about canonicity of light novels, movies, and manga? Anime? Alright, anyways. Something's projecting on the wall. It's no use playing innocent Kashin Koji. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was right. It was going to be a camera, basically. Kashin Koji, Konohamaru mentioned him in his report. You conspired with Amado to crash that airship in order to allow Kawaki to escape. That mask, that's the guy who tried to kill us. Kashin Koji, let me escape? What the heck? Kashin Koji is my one and only collaborator within Kata. He is sharing what his scout toad is seeing in real time. This is live footage. Where are they? Just keep watching. I want you to know, Koji, I have no intention of reprimanding you for letting Kawaki escape. That's Jigen. Jigen? So that's him? I want to know your motives, both yours and Amado's, for what gain do you rise up against me? That's what I'm interested in. I thought all of the inner collectively agreed on obtaining the chakra fruit. So what do you get from trying to destroy that plan? See, here is the question that Jigen should be asking. Because Jigen should be older than every other cyborg that exists. Correctly so, right? Because who's the Otsutsuki inside Jigen? Momoshiki, Kinshiki, Urashiki, I think, right? I think it's Urashiki. No, Momoshiki, Kinshiki. I don't remember. Whatever Otsutsuki's inside Jigen, he should have been there since day one. Meaning, all the things that Amado has created, he should be privy to. So it's not so much what do you gain, Kashin Koji, from this betrayal, or what merit does you have from it. The question should only really be focused towards Amado, because Amado created all the cyborgs. But then again, I could be wrong. But no, he couldn't have created Kashin Koji until after Jiraiya died, because that's where he gets his cells from, I think. You pretend to be calm, but you aren't able to hide your ragged breath. What? Kashin Koji throws shuriken at him. Oh, they're pretty close. Okay, that was nice. How far away? They're about maybe 4 to 5. They're about maybe 4 meters away from each other. Kashin Koji throws some shuriken, and Jigen is gone. Pretty fast. I simply challenged Karibo's belief on canonicity and asked him if he thinks Senna from Memories of Nobody was canon. Bro has ducked this one question for so long. Discussion is about canon. Gotcha. Okay, I got you. That was not what I said, and I never specifically said novels. So he dodges the shuriken. Kashin Koji doesn't know where he is, and he gets pierced from behind with 4 rods. I won't kill you right away. You'll spill everything first. Good. A clone. Nice. A shadow doppelganger. How cheeky. My motive is simple. I have no interest in the chakra fruit. From the chakra fruit. From the very beginning, I was created to kill you. See, here's the thing, right? And this is why I said what I just said. All this should be going back to Amado as far as Jigen's questions. Because Amado created all the other cyborgs. So Jigen really should be worried about every cyborg that Amado had a hand in. He should be worried about Code. He should be worried about Delta. He should be worried about Boro. And whoever else, whatever inners are that exist that I don't know about. He should be worried about all these guys. I was created to kill you. So I don't ever want anyone to ever say Kashin Koji has depth. His whole life mission is to kill Jigen, which is kind of sad. Like, I would have been more happy if Kashin Koji had some loyalty to Konoha just because he was like still part of Jiraiya. That would have made more sense. That would have been a dope ass thing to do. Alright. You were created to kill me? Indeed. That is my supreme objective, and now my reason for existing. Yeah, Kashin Koji just lost all cool points for me. What's going on? He's planning to kill Jigen? They're both members of Kata, right? Why are they fighting each other? Naruto, being dumb as usual, didn't hear Kashin Koji just said that's why he was created. Koji and I were both playing at being members. Our true motive was to take him down. Jigen was severely drained in that battle against you. This is a perfect opportunity we won't ever see again. It's now or never. Reason for existing, huh? You're a pathetic man, no matter which way you put it. In the end, you're nothing more than a tool being used by Amado. I'm fine with being a tool. Of course you are. For that's what shinobi are. That was good. That was a good comeback. That was a very nice comeback. I'll give him that. That was a nice comeback. Rubbish. Alright, so he shoots fire-style cartoon flame bombs. He absorbs these. Okay. Come on. Load for me. To be honest, Hellverse is so non-canon it hurts, especially after the No Breaths from Hell bonus chapter Kubo made for the 20th anniversary. Kubo confirmed several times Hellverse isn't canon. Like the first movie of Bleach is canon, similar to how the last movie of Naruto is, to me at least. Kubo's biggest issue with the Hellverse is that he wasn't involved in the project. The writing team snubbed him repeatedly, especially when he made sure in every DVD release that there was a letter from him stating he doesn't support the movie. Okay, so he shoots fireballs at him, and he continues to shoot them. He continues to absorb, he continues to shoot. He blitzes behind Jigen for an attack while he's still absorbing, and spits a fireball toad oil bomb right at his back. Oh, he doesn't shoot fire, he shoots oil at him? It looks like fire. But cool, toad oil bombs. So he shoots oil at him with an unpleasant jutsu. And then he sticks a frog on him. He sticks 3 frogs on him. He does a hand seal, and Jigen explodes. Wow, he's on fire. Raising the thermal power with oil won't matter. It's still not going to stand up to the karma. The way that masked guy fights, it's like... Okay, cool. So he absorbs all that. I guess it was futile. Cool, here we go. So we're going to take Jigen at being at around 10% power. But saying 10% power is very ambiguous, because Amado never states that he's at 10% chakra or anything like that. He just says 10% power. So 10% of his maximum, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure how strong Jigen is right now. But him and Kashin Koji clash. Let's see their taijutsu bouts. Dodges his hand, blocks his fist. Okay, they're extremely relative in taijutsu. Kashin Koji makes 3 clones. Hits Jigen from the back. Jigen goes small, disappears, and ends up behind Kashin Koji. Okay. Jigen throws 3 rods at the clone Kashin Koji. He explodes. 2 more clones left, or 2, 1 real one and 1 fake. Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji goes in for a punch. Jigen shrinks. As he shrinks, he puts 4 rods or 3 rods in his face. That's 1 more clone down. Cool. It seems you really are serious about turning on me, Kashin Koji. I do hope you're prepared to die. That's my line, Lord Jigen, or rather Otsutsuki Ishiki. Ah, so it was Ishiki, not Orashiki. Yeah, okay, Ishiki. Otsutsuki Ishiki. That's right. That is Jigen's true identity, or rather, it would be more correct to say his real form. Otsutsuki Ishiki. He came to our planet long ago, along with Otsutsuki Kaguya. What? As I mentioned earlier, the objective was to plant the divine tree and harvest its chakra fruit. But then a problem arose. Kaguya suddenly turned against Ishiki. I don't know Kaguya's motives, whether it was personal enmity or wanting the fruit all to herself. There's no way to find out now, but the important thing is that it happened. Let me check this real quick. I've heard people trying to say Jigen shrinking himself is a plot hole, but I gotta remind them, Jigen's body is fake, so his ability works on it. That's a good point. That's a good point, but by that same logic, he should also be able to shrink other members of Kara, with the exception of Kashin Koji. But then again, even maybe Kashin Koji. Honestly, I've always hated this retcon shoehorning Ishiki into Kaguya's backstory. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on this one. Like, Jigen's cool overall, but having him in Kaguya's backstory, I don't agree with it. I think it's dumb. I think it undermines the infinite Tsukiyomi, because Jigen would have existed to stop it on his own eventually, because he's a Otsutsuki and he probably wouldn't have been affected by it. Anyways. Caught off guard, Ishiki suffered enough damage to be on the verge of death. But he managed to take over the body of a novice monk who happened to be nearby and survived. That unfortunate man was Jigen. Take over. One question is that when Ishiki marked Jigen with Karma. Okay. Alright, let's get back to the fight. Jigen's body. Jigen's body is 100% artificial. They can't breathe in space in Naruto. The moon was so close to the earth it allowed them to breathe, and also they terraformed the moon as well. Oh, is that true, Red? Is that true? I didn't, because here's the thing. I still haven't watched that movie just because it's so shitty and it has so much wrong with it. Like, the only things I know from that movie are the scaling points, like, you know, cutting the moon in half and Naruto one-shotting Toneri. But if they can't breathe on the moon, then Grammy solos the verse. If they can't breathe on the moon, Grammy solos the verse. The other members of Kara are cyborgs. Jigen is the only one with zero biological matter. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. And may I remind you that I'm formally requesting official asylum as outlined in the laws of the Land of Fire. I've done my research. Special provisions give the Hokage the authority to make that decision without waiting for consensus from the daimyo. And I'll have that decision in writing. Damn it, fine. But the paperwork will have to wait, since we're both short on time for right now. That's acceptable. Confirming your verdict is enough. However, I shall not be removing the explosive from Shikidai until I have the paperwork in hand. For it's my only form of insurance. Understood. Sorry, Shikamaru. No worries. All right. All right, now talk. Very well. This is the truth about karma. Sasuke's interference actually isn't that far off from the mark, except it's not quite that simple either. Let me explain using Boruto's case as an example. His karma was embedded by Otsutsuki Momoshiki, so then what exactly happened to Boruto? During the battle, Momoshiki converted himself into data, replicated himself, and implanted that into Boruto's body. During the battle, Momoshiki converted himself into data, replicated himself, and implanted that into Boruto's body. Huh? Do you understand? In short, Karma is a highly compressed Otsutsuki backup file. I like that. What? What? A backup file? The compressed file slowly extracts over time. That is going on even this very minute. And when all the data is fully extracted, Boruto's body will be overwritten by Momoshiki's data, and Boruto himself will completely cease to exist. That's how the Otsutsuki accomplished rebirth. Wow. Are you kidding me? How can we save him? How do you block the process? As far as I know, there isn't a way. Although you could probably prevent Momoshiki's rebirth if you killed Boruto right now. I mean, Grammy Solo's Bleach too. Just open up space around them and they all die. But yeah, the last stated it somewhere. Movie is shitty like the Bleach movies. The Bleach movies aren't, well, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But hey, Red, the One Piece movies ain't that good either, nigga. I don't know why you playing. The moon has an opening, but the implication of hollow is a thin outer layer, which is not what we are shown. I call that nonsense convenient plot. Kubo doesn't support Hellverse, but can acknowledge they at least did something right that he approved of. The only Bleach movie worth watching is Memories of Nobody Fade to Black. It can be a fun watch, but Hellverse is only good for the Ukiyo versus Ichigo redux. And we do not talk about Dusty Baller's movie. Ayo, nah, Toshiro's movie was actually kind of trash. I'm not going to lie. The only reason it was trash is because I didn't like the fact that it was okay to have two Hyorin Martyrs. I didn't like that. Like, there should only be one Zanpakuto for one single Soul Reaper. If you can share a Zanpakuto, that it really takes away the uniqueness and the specialty of having your own Zanpakuto. Like, imagine if there was another fucking wielder of Zanka no Tachi. That's not special. Then the series starts turning into Naruto, where everyone can use Chidori and Rasengan. That's not cool. I don't like that. Okay, cool. So we know how to Otsutsuki do rebirth. Let's say Momoshiki does get reborn into Boruto's body. What happens to the karma? Good question. The extracted Otsutsuki data diffuses through the whole body. So like a sugar cube you put into your tea that eventually dissolves completely, the karma will also disappear. That's odd. Otsutsuki Ishiki took over Jigen's body, but he still has the karma. Why didn't it disappear? Good question. You're right. What's going on? The fact that Jigen's body still displays the karma means Ishiki still hasn't revived, right? The same as Boruto with Momoshiki. Your explanation is flawed. What's so funny, you bastard? Are you messing with us? Hey, stand down, Shikamaru. I've been granted asylum, remember? Should the Hokage's aide be raising a hand against a civilian? Hey, I like Amado. I told you it's a complicated story. I'm not messing with anyone. Sasuke has brought up quite an astute point, but there's a huge misunderstanding. Ishiki did overtake Jigen's body. However, it was not by using a karma, just like I explained. What do you mean? The reason is simple. He was so weakened that he really was about to die. To implement a karma is a pretty big undertaking. He didn't have enough energy for it. Thus, Ishiki came up with a desperate plan. He performed his secret jutsu, Sukunahikona, to shrink his body and infiltrated Jigen's body through the ear. What? He lives within Jigen's body, absorbing nutrients from it. Yeah, just like a parasite. He eventually came to control Jigen's brain, utter his own words using Jigen's voice, move his arms and legs, and took over Jigen's body for good. But Ishiki still physically exists within Jigen's body. Okay, So Ishiki is actually Jigen, and even when Ishiki does come over, he's still Ishiki. Ishiki embedded a karma into Jigen's body afterward in order to be reborn in his true form. Okay. Okay, cool. So we can really just call Jigen Ishiki the whole time. Anyone that thinks Ishiki isn't Jigen and is only Ishiki when he transforms, this right here just disproves that. Why? Because he eventually came to control Jigen's brain, utter his own words, using Jigen's voice to move his arms and legs, and took over Jigen's body for good. So, I'm just going to start calling Jigen Ishiki. Well, I really don't have to do that. I guess I can still call him Jigen. Alright. Cool. So he's now powered up. He's now in his full Otsutsuki form. Okay. Let's see how much of a boost this is. So he blitzes over to Kashin Koji. I'm guessing he shrinks here, enlarges himself. Kashin Koji notices this though, but he still gets kicked. So he notices, but he physically can't react and gets kicked. This is what Boro should have been doing to those goddamn kids. Kicked through maybe 2 pillars, it looks like. But Kashin Koji recovers. He's not so weak he can get one tapped. Dolton, Dark Swamp. I've got you now, Ishiki. I don't get it. If Jigen has a karma, why doesn't Ishiki just hurry up and revive? A natural question. It's because the most important factor in embedding a karma is selecting the right target, namely the vessel. Poor Jigen is the one who just happened to be nearby. Ishiki's chakra was too massive for him. Jigen's body is inadequate to be Ishiki's vessel. For all you people that think chakra or overloading on chakra equals durability, you're wrong and you're stupid. It wouldn't be able to bear his chakra if Ishiki were to reincarnate in Jigen's body. It'd probably die within a few days. Thus, Ishiki decided to pass on being reborn through Jigen and began preparing a new vessel. So this new vessel of Ishiki's is Kawaki, isn't it? He's really having trouble with that dark swamp. A stupid trick. You think you can hold me with this? Okay, cool. He does break out of it eventually. Okay, so he throws some spikes. Did Kashin Koji dodge the spikes? Or did he miss? Did he dodge those spikes or did he miss? Anyways. Oh no, not at all. Looks like a summoning circle. Yes, it is a summoning circle. Jigen notices it. A ritual circle. Koji carved the marks using the Doton. Kachio Sumu. Summoning. Okay, cool. So, he's either flying or floating, whatever. Seriously? Flames this late in the game? Blaze. What? I can't absorb them. Don't tell me these flames. This is no cartoon. I summoned real fire from faraway flaming mountains. They're splendid natural flames, not chakra derived. So you can't absorb them using karma. We must not let him be reborn in Kawaki's body. Ishiki's power is immense. If he were to return in full form, we won't be able to stop him. It'll be the end of this world. So long as there is karma, Otsutsuki will revive. They are beings who have managed to transcend death. but it's not like it's impossible. I'll teach all of you how to kill an Otsutsuki. Okay. All right. Wow, that was a lot of information. That was a lot of information. Bill of Bonds innovation. Wait, I just realized something. Jigen and Ichigo are referred to separately for simplicity. Yeah, but they should be referred to together for simplicity. Why would you call one the other if they're the same person? Might as well just call them, either call them both Jigen or call them both Ishiki at this point. I like the passing down of techniques in Naruto. See, like, it's cool, but it's not cool when everyone can do the same OP technique. That's not cool. Like, at a max, 3 people should know the Rasengan. Minato, Jiraiya, and Naruto. It stops with Naruto. Anyone else who learns that jutsu, like, it's not even a novelty anymore at this point. You see how only like 3 people know the Chidori, like Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sarada? That's fine. Stop it right there. Don't let anyone else know the fucking Chidori, please. Right now, Naruto is the only person who can perform a Rasen Shuriken. That's perfect. Keep it right there. It stays special. By the way, I gotta say, it's not often I really fuck with a Boruto character, but I fuck with Amado heavy. Yeah, no, yo. So, Amado... I think Amado is a good character. I think he's well written. I think everything he actually does is very rational. I think if he was like, because you got to look at it from his standpoint. He's not enhanced. He's not a ninja. He's not a fucking Otsutsuki, so he's not an alien. He's a regular guy that's really smart and knows a lot of history. You know what I mean? So his position, the way he went about everything, loading error. The way he went about everything, in my eyes, was very clever. It was very clever. So we got 3 more chapters till Baryon mode, I think. He said 51. That's 4, maybe. He sides with whoever gives him the best opportunity to further his research. Yeah, no, facts. Hiruzen and Kakashi throwing hundreds to thousands of ninjutsu kind of makes these jutsu repetition kind of meh. If there are that many ninjutsu, I don't think create completely new jutsus for Boruto and his gang. Since Orochimaru knows how to release souls sealed by Reaper Death Seal, does that imply he also knows the normal Reaper Death Seal? I don't think it would imply that he knows it. We have to remember the only reason he found out about it in the first place was because it was used on him. But in an endeavor to get his arms back, he did heavy research on how to free souls from the Reaper. But I don't think he can perform the Reaper Death Seal. Boruto and Mitsuki have some originals and innovations. Creating a jutsu takes quite a bit of skill. Kakashi knows it. Rasengan, that is. Yeah. Kakashi knows it. Konohamaru knows it. Jiraiya knows it. Boruto knows it. Naruto knows it. Kashin Koji knows it. Rasengan is not special. Naruto taught Konohamaru, and Konohamaru taught Boruto. That's just cool. That's not cool, bro. Why is that cool? It's like, listen, I'm sorry. You can think it's cool. You can think it's cool, but it's no longer special. It's no longer special. Like, if everyone could fire off a Getsuga Tensho, that would no longer be special. Thankfully, we've only seen 2 people do it, with the potential of a third being Kazui being able to do it. And I guarantee it stops after Kazui. Like, people having unique, specific techniques for them is way more interesting than 15, I'm exaggerating, of course, than 10 people being able to do the same move over and over again. That's not fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop it here for tonight. It is 10 o'clock. I got to be up at 4 to go in early and do some of these ORs. I'm not saying they should create new jutsus. I'm saying the writers should capitalize on the whole Hiruzen and Kakashi mastered 1,000 jutsu thing and create new ninjutsus. Yeah. When we were first told that Kakashi, the copy ninja, copied over 1,000 jutsu, and all he ever did was mud wall, lightning blade, and what else? Water dragon jutsu. It was very disappointing. It was very disappointing. They had an opportunity with that statement, as Ronin just said, to literally make up any jutsu of any nature that Kakashi could perform because he had the Rasengan. That's what they could have did with that. But they literally just made him stick to his basic kit of earth style and lightning style. For the kids to learn, become proficient in, like how in Naruto learned shadow clones. Yeah. Getsuga's Scream Show isn't special. It does nothing for the most part. That's not true. That's not true at all. Getsuga Tensho one-shot Renji, a lieutenant. It broke Kisuke's blood mist shield. It wounded Aizen debatably more than Itokaso. And I say that based on the fact that it was able to leave a more visible wound on Aizen. Granted, Yamamoto's sacrificial Hado did more. It did larger damage and more damage, but Ichigo's had probably higher AP, probably, just because the Getsuga was more condensed and smaller. So that's 3 things already. It gave Grimmjow a scar, who at that time Grimmjow was probably at least 2 times stronger than Ichigo at the very least at that point, I would presume. Just because Ichigo was already in Bankai and Grimmjow barely even used his sword. So at the very least 2 times stronger, I think is fair for Grimmjow to Ichigo. What else did Getsuga Tensho do? Getsuga Tensho finishes off. Well, let's start with 1,000-Year Blood War. We have Getsuga Jijutsu now that has been unmatched this entire time in 1,000-Year Blood War. Getsuga Jijutsu has been unmatched since its debut. Not a thing has stood up against it. So no, Red, you're wrong. All right, Getsuga Tensho is a good move, and it does a lot. It's done a lot. Why don't you tell me what Gum Gum Gatlin has done? Tell me what that has done for Luffy. How many people has he beaten with Gum Gum Gatlin? Like real people. How many competent fighters has Luffy beaten with Gum Gum Gatlin? Let me know that one. Don't forget Ginjo. Oh, shit. Shit. Mobley, why'd you do that, bro? Don't forget Ginjo knows Getsuga, but only because he absorbed Ichigo's power. That's true, too. We'll give Ginjo, but yes, as you just said, because he absorbed his power. Like, Getsuga Tensho is a family technique, but it is passed down genetically, basically. That's just not as interesting. See, but I'm arguing that the interestingness of it lies in how many people know it. Like, after more than 3 people know a secret technique, it's no longer a fucking secret. It's not even cool anymore. Once you have more than 3 people doing the technique, you might as well put it open on the market and say, hey, come over here and learn this jutsu. I don't know who is more disappointing in that aspect, Orochimaru or Kakashi. Probably Orochimaru since he's been alive longer, but then again, Kakashi has the Sharingan. That's facts. Well, I admit someone knows all these jutsu, but they only use like 4. Exactly. Hey, Espada. What's good, bro? Kakashi shows a lot of jutsu. He doesn't, bro. He doesn't. I don't even think I've seen Kakashi do a fireball jutsu. Like, I know he can do one, but I can't remember a time he's did a fireball jutsu. So you named the minor things it did, and for the most part, and Getsuga Double Nothing hasn't done anything either. Getsuga Jijutsu has beaten everything. Like, bro, I just told you, it literally beat everything it's came across. That's Yuha's strongest defense. That's Uryu's strongest attack. That's Candace's strongest attack, which it's undefeated, and he hasn't even used it to kill yet. Not really. I'm still waiting on what Gum Gum Gatlin has done to somebody, Red. Anytime you want to give me that, I'll be waiting for you. Let me see if my lady's still awake. Kakashi Juju show literally wiped Yuha's sunk altar like it was nothing and sent that man flying. Exactly, bro. I'd like to remind you all, Getsuga Jijushu was the only one of Ichigo's attacks Yuha specifically chose to dodge. That's true. But like everyone has issues with Getsuga Jijushu. There hasn't been a combatant that's overpowered Getsuga Jijushu one time. Like I said, it's been undefeated since its unveiling. He one-shot Yuha twice with Getsuga Tensho. Shanks is bugging. Exactly. I didn't even mention that. He beats Yuha with a Getsuga Tensho. Bro, Getsuga also envelops his sword for higher sword slashes. AP. Dude, Kubo is a gamer, and he wrote Bleach's power system to resemble RPG games. I think Wind Style is the only one Kakashi has not really used. He was clashing shark bombs with Kasame. Yes, he was, but that was like him copying. Like, here's the thing. I don't want to see Kakashi copying a jutsu and maxing it. I want to see him perform a new jutsu. Something we haven't seen from him or anyone else. Because the claim was 1,000 jutsu. That was the claim. Now he needs to deliver. At least on 6. Clashing water styles with Zabuza and Kasame is not impressive. Show me some fire shit. Like, why doesn't he even ever use the shadow possession jutsu? I'm pretty sure a genius like him would be good with it. So Getsuga is just flashy and never beaten anyone, including Getsuga 2 times the nothingness. Hey, Red, I'm still waiting on what Gum Gum Gatlin has did to anybody in One Piece. Give me a competent character that Gum Gum Gatlin has actually beaten. If we want to play that game. Give me a competent character that Gum Gum Gatlin has actually beaten. And I just told you Getsuga it beat Renji, first off. Injured Grimmjow severely. Beat Yuha. Beat Yuha's greatest defense. So, like, yeah, you're bugging. Actually, this is making me want to read some more. Alright, I'll read a little bit more, actually. Let me see. So, my man is in the fire. I mean, it's an incredible inferno, but he's just going to observe it with karma, right? No, those flames aren't created using chakra. They're natural and real. They're natural, as in real flames. Jigen shouldn't be able to absorb them. Does he push them away? No way. Hey, looks like he is absorbing them. No, he's not. He's actually shrinking them. He's making the flame smaller using his special ability. Okay. So, he looks pissed off, but he doesn't look injured by the flames. He looks pissed off, but he doesn't look necessarily injured by the flames. So that's good, I guess. But the fact that he didn't just walk out of the inferno or just jump straight up in the air, the fact that he had to shrink them means the flames were an actual threat. Like, Kashin Koji wouldn't have used this plan if the flames weren't an actual threat, though, either. The Sukunahikona Ichigi's secret jutsu. It can shrink almost anything and restore it almost instantly, too. The only exception is living things. He can shrink himself, but no other living thing. But otherwise, anything goes. Even flames. Okay, cool. We have time. I'll end it when my girlfriend gets home. Yes, chatting with my cousins about to leave. All right, cool. Text went home. Hey, let's go. I got a follower. Greedy followed me. Appreciate you. Don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. Yeah. Go back. No, where's my screen? Okay, there we go. Cool. All right. You guys are welcome. I triggered him into rocking with us a bit more. Let me see. I'm still waiting on Getsuga to beat someone too. Guess we both waiting. And he never beat Yuha or Renji with Trasho. Yes, he did, bro. Hey, yo, you trolling, bro. Why are you trolling these late hours? He literally beats Renji with a single Getsuga Tensho. Anyway, Ab-Stract, you think we'll get the blade that shatters fate fully explored? Oh, man. I hope so. But, like, I don't want it to be something vague and something... Because Kubo likes... And it's littered within his writing. Kubo likes to make us figure everything out. Now that's cool. But the problem with us figuring everything out is that it's put into question, right? We can't parade these headcanon things and ideas as true fact. That's the most annoying aspect of being a power scaler with Kubo's writing. The fact that we have to figure it out. And then it's like, oh, well, I mean, it didn't directly say it in the story, so it can't be true. Like, you'll have people argue that, even though there's mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence. If the author didn't say it, then it can't be true. You'll have stuff like that happen. So, more than anything, and if that is an aspect of his true power, I want it to be clear. I want it to be known, and I want it to be clear. I don't want no debate about it. I don't want no, hidden behind this veil of mystery, secrecy, and esotericism. I just want it to be very plain. Like, Kubo, just give us something concrete. Like, after rereading the series, and I'm continuously rereading the series even now, and watching like Flamer Rebirth videos, there's a strong possibility that Ichigo's Bankai power is hollowification. But it almost contradicts itself in the fact that his hollow mask started showing up way before he even learned or achieved Bankai. But then you can really just paint that off as White not having full control of, or White not being the center of Ichigo's spirit energy at that time. But then when White starts to emerge more and more, i.e. whenever Ichigo's in danger, that power starts to come out. And that power gives him a quote-unquote Bankai-esque boost. But we already know that the Bankai itself is a boost. But the mask is an additional power. So yeah. Yeah, lock in and read. Facts. Yeah, let me read. Because my girlfriend's going to come home soon. The only exception is living things. Yeah. But other than, okay. What is simple but fearsome ability? So how does masked guy plan to deal with it? Oh, we anticipated this happening, of course. In fact, that's why we chose to strike now. Okay, so he's shrinking the flames. Yeah, I don't see him. It doesn't look like he got burned at all. So yeah, that's good. But it does look like him shrinking them took his toll. It looks like he's on one knee now. Yeah. Jigen's body has reached its limit. It won't last much longer. I'm reaching the dregs of his remaining chakra too. Okay. Oh, he's still burning. What the hell? What the? He's starting to burn again. He'd barely started recovering from his battle against the two of you. So it's impossible for him to continuously shrink the eternally burning fire of the flaming mountains right now. Yo, this is kind of hard. Kashin Koji to sit back chilling, yo. That's kind of hard. That's kind of fire. Seems like a rather abrupt end. This is the way to kill Otsutsuki. Are you even paying attention? You're still a dunce. Huh? Have you not been listening? He's got karma. As long as they have karma, the Otsutsuki don't die. They'll keep on resurrecting. Otsutsuki Ishiki, currently, he's got Jigen and Kawaki. 2 vessels implanted with karma. In short, he can come back to life twice. Isn't that right, Amado, based on your explanations? And now you're going to tell us how to take him down, given that fact, correct? That is correct, Sasuke. You've got a good grasp on things. You also mentioned earlier that if Ishiki were to reincarnate in Kawaki's body rather than the unsuitable Jigen, we wouldn't be able to stop him, and it'd be the end of our world. But it doesn't make sense. If Jigen were to die, taking Ishiki with him, Kawaki would be the sole remaining vessel. We'd be playing right into Ishiki's hands, isn't that right, Amado? Bastard, don't tell me. This whole thing was a setup for Ishiki from the get-go. Ooh, Sasuke's fast. So Kawaki busts in, bent on probably killing Amado at this point. And Sasuke, with one swipe of his sword, cuts that boy's hand right off. Damn it, Kawaki. Are you alright? Kawaki, I told you not to come here. Long time no see, Kawaki. You seem well. Amado, you bastard. What are you plotting? I don't appreciate the accusations. It's a simple misunderstanding because it's complicated. Just let me finish explaining and you'll see what I mean. Go on, spill it then, but nice and simple so we understand. Jigen will likely burn to death in a few more... Okay, so the flames can and would eventually kill him. Alright. Okay. So regular fire... So regular fire can kill Jigen in a few more minutes. This is coming from Amado. I have no reason to doubt Amado, the guy who created all the cyborgs that can fight at Jigen's level and beyond. Jigen will likely burn to death in a few more minutes, along with Ishiki inside of him. Wow. When an Otsutsuki dies, the transfer into one's vessel begins automatically. Even Ishiki himself cannot control it. It's a strict karma rule. And though Jigen and Kawaki are both vessels of Ishiki's, Jigen's karma has had enough time to have completed extracting. So Jigen is fully ready to be used as Ishiki's vessel at any moment. Whereas Kawaki's has still not finished the process. Just like with Boruto, his Otsutsukification is in progress, but won't be done for some time. In short, he cannot be used as Ishiki's vessel yet. So you're saying if Jigen dies now and Kawaki can't be used yet, Ishiki won't be able to come back for a while. At least until Kawaki completes becoming a proper vessel. Wait a sec, don't tell me you're planning to kill Kawaki before that happens. Nigga, they'd have to kill you too. The fuck is you talking about? Well, that is one option. Not funny, I ain't gonna allow that. Calm down, it's about time. Let's turn back to the feed. Alright, so this man is still burning. Watch closely. Otsutsuki Ishiki is going to show his true form. What? Kashin Koji still chilling. Ishiki is going to resurrect. But how? I thought his vessel Jigen is already dead. Yeah, he died. Medically, that is. But not as Otsutsuki vessel. It doesn't matter if it's a corpse burnt to a crisp. As long as it's a body bearing a karma, it'll function sufficiently to be a vessel for reincarnation. Kawaki, I'm glad you're here. There's something I wanted to confirm with my own eyes. The phenomenon about to happen to your body. What? Throb. What's going on, Kawaki? The Karma's, what the? Hey, Kawaki, are you okay? Gah. What the heck's going on? What's happening to him? Stop it, Boruto, you bastard. Alright, so did Jigen just burn to death by regular flames? Because remember, everyone got powers from the Hogyoku, and during that time, that was the one thing Ichigo asked for while he was around Rukia, meaning Core 4 should give us that. Yeah, Core 4 is supposed to be giving us a lot of things. I'm even hearing Orihime is going to be getting like a new / improved version of her power, hopefully, right? Oda, the fans will not like it if Luffy made a big fist and defeated Kaido. Proceeds to make a big fist to defeat Kaido, right? Fingertips got roasted like rotisserie chicken. But you see, Luffy was in white power mode, so it was different. If fate is a milestone, then we are the grits. Then we are the grist. There's nothing we can do, so I wish for strength. If I cannot protect them from the wheel, then give me a strong blade and enough strength to shatter fate. Yeah, that is fucking pure poetry. That's hard. The Super Saiyan tier, iconic white form, the Toon Force imagination powers, Power 9000, the Sun God, heartbeat, dancer, makes sense. Big fist. Big fist for the win. I've reached my peak. Big fist. Does Rasengan really have the most wins of the big three signature techniques? Let's see. It really doesn't, but let's go over them anyway. Well, I mean, it actually might. It actually might. What's Luffy's signature technique, though? That would be the question. Rasengan has defeated, and if we're using variations of Rasengan, I guess, right? Rasengan has defeated, it's defeated Pain, it's defeated Kakuzu, it's defeated, you can throw Kabuto in there, but not really. We'll throw in Kabuto. Pain, Kakuzu, Kabuto. Any more Kuribo? Pain, Kakuzu, Kabuto? I don't know. To be honest, I like more than what the other most used anime spoon feeding you like a child. Yeah, no. I got you, Mobley. My thing is, though, like, Kubo will be doing it to such a degree, bro. When it comes to argue for certain things, it's like, oh, I only wrote this so 1 out of 2 billion people will understand this. And it's like, come on, bro. It don't gotta be like, in my, I like it when it's like that. Though too, but like, you know, levels. Luffy just using Ichigo formula. It doesn't make work. Keep using the same trash move until it seems like it does something. One smart, Luffy doesn't have a signature. So Luffy don't even have a signature. I don't know what we're talking about then. Ausweilen is not so close. Ausweilen is a not so close second. That shit makes no sense. Yamamoto Bankai contains 10 trillion souls, but they need to have equal souls in their balance at all times, lol. Yeah, here's the thing with this whole balance of souls thing. In Bleach, there will always, I don't want to say always, but no, I'm not even going to get into it. It's fine. It's actually kind of late. But anyways, let's get back to Jigen. I think he literally just died to regular fire. In fact, I'm pretty sure he died to regular fire. Because he couldn't put the flames out. Yeah, he died. Medically, that is. So let's see what happens. It's not just that the rampage stopped. Look closely at Kawaki's left arm. His karma is gone. All of the flames were shrunk in an instant. Such tremendous power. Okay. Otsutsuki Ishiki. It looks like he took the power that was in Kawaki. Hey, I'm going to explain to us exactly what is happening right now. It appears that Ishiki's reincarnation is complete using Jigen's body. That's clear, but why did something weird happen to Kawaki's karma at the same time? It doesn't look like coincidence. How is it related to Ishiki's resurrection? Of course, it's not a coincidence. When an Otsutsuki reincarnates using a vessel, all other karma implanted in other vessels are simultaneously erased. Altogether, no matter how many vessels exist. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Alright, so I'm a little confused then. So, Jigen's body medically died, which caused Ishiki to reincarnate in the medically dead body of Jigen? Okay. I suspect it's some sort of safety feature to prevent the risk of creating duplicate copies of the same personality, but, well, that doesn't matter. What's key is that right now, he no longer possesses even a single vessel for the purposes of reincarnating further. Do you understand what that means? That's right, at that moment, it's possible to kill an immortal Otsutsuki for good. Okay, so the flames did kill Ishiki. And when he reincarnated, it gave him enough power to instantly put all of them out at the same time so he wouldn't die again. Okay. So, Ishiki is actually like fire level durability. I see why that goddamn lava was such a problem for OG Naruto cast. They can't handle fire. Karibo, this is the shit I be talking about. Karibo, this is the exact shit I'm talking about. So if Yamamoto activates his Bankai and he's in the vicinity, he's going to die in minutes. We just saw him get burned up by regular flames. Natural flames, that is. Makes no sense. Damn, regular fire is putting in work on their durability. Come on, man. I should have added this in my video. I might make another video of the Naruto versus durability with Boruto added. That might be a good actual video. Don't tell me you are going to conflate natural and normal. Alright. Here's the thing. You tell me how hot these flames are. How about you tell me how hot these flames are? They're described as natural flames. How hot does a natural flame burn? In any case, though, Karibo, it really doesn't matter because the thing is, there's nothing indicating these flames are at a higher level than a regular fireball jutsu or anything that he's absorbed. There's nothing indicating that. It's just the fact that they're natural flames. Not gonna lie, that fire did more work than Getsuga ever did to anyone. Ayo, Red, you gotta stop, man. It's... No, bro. No. The fire damaging Jigen is extremely weak. Frog summons can swallow and survive this fire. Amaterasu can burn through those frogs. This is true. Eternal flames from a flaming mountain. Natural doesn't equal normal. Don't forget Kiden and Water Dragon. See, Kiden isn't even like what lightning bolt do you know that becomes an actual fucking dragon? No. Kiden might have been naturally formed, but it's far from a natural bolt of lightning. I don't care what the damn thing says. No lightning bolt turns into a dragon head. Yeah, let me read that again though. Eternal flames from a flaming mountain. Natural doesn't equal normal. So what does natural equal? Actually, natural would equal normal. Natural things are normal. Anything that comes from nature is in fact normal. Ab-Stract, wait. This is the fire that Jiraiya's toad belly summon canonically eats. Amaterasu burned through the same frog's stomach. Jigen dies to Itachi. LOL. Well, so here's the thing. I already knew he couldn't take Amaterasu. I already knew that. But him not being able to survive natural flames, if Zalius scaled this series, it would be fucking hilarious. It would be hilarious. And it would be bad. Because it would be a regression of things we've seen in Naruto. It would be a regression of things we've seen in Naruto. It would just implicate the whole scaling as a whole, actually. But this is not a good showing for Jigen. This is probably one of Jigen's worst feats. This is probably one of Jigen's worst showings, actually. And I almost want to say I have Momo over him now. I almost want to say that because of this. I almost want to say that. Momo's not dying to flames. Damn, they really couldn't let go of the whole Orochimaru main villain concept where he steals an Uchiha's body. They just had to tell that story somehow, and we got Boruto as a result. Yeah. It's pretty similar, yeah. And they think these fighters can take on Yamamoto's Bankai. Oh yeah, no, it's a wrap for anyone taking on Yama's Bankai in this. The only argument I would need is Jigen couldn't survive natural flames. Natural flames. You know what natural flames are? When a lightning bolt strikes a tree and it creates a forest fire. Those are natural flames too. Jigen has countered Amaterasu. Yeah, he's countered Amaterasu. But that doesn't mean he can tank it or deal with it. He can't tank natural flames. If he canonically handled stronger fire, losing to this fighter is terrible writing. We watched Jigen absorb Amaterasu. It was on him for a bit. It wasn't really on him for a bit. Not really. And see, the thing is, the natural flames were on him for a bit before he died, right? No one's going to instantly be incinerated. The thing is this. If natural flames are on him for several minutes, he'll die. No character in any of the big three is that happening to, except in Naruto. This will only happen in Naruto. The balance of souls was a lie from the beginning. The Hell Arc chapter already retconned it. Well, so yeah, bro, Espada. The Hell Arc chapter retcons that, and the 1,000-Year Blood War actually retcons this too. If you pay attention, they reference that it's not an issue with the balance of souls. They say it's a keystone. It's the linchpin. That's what's causing all this. So they retconned it in 1,000-Year Blood War too. It's more of a balance of soul energy. That's why Unohana tier and higher get sent to hell. Oh, no. Well, no, it's not. It's not that. It's just the fact that their energy's too dense to just leave lying around. So it has to go to hell. And these two are macrocosms, aka low team reversal. What I want to know is why is the Boruto creator so obsessed with giving people sucking powers? Feels like he's trying to portray something about his personal life. Difference between sucking and absorbing, though, Mugetsu. Yeah, I chill on that. Jigen has lower durability than the frog Jiraiya summoned in the hotel, confirmed. So Koji flat out killed someone that the protagonist had trouble with. Yes, he did. That's important. Here's the thing. Because, like I said, him having that 10% of power, whether that was chakra, energy, stamina, or just like fuel to keep that body alive, it's ambiguous, right? It's ambiguous. Because if Naruto and Sasuke pulled up on him in that current state, I do wholeheartedly believe they would have whooped his ass. In that state. So it's a little hard to tell. We finally meet Otsutsuki Ishiki. Okay. All right, it looks like he's using telekinesis. The scout frog was done in. Is Kashin Koji all right? The plan was mostly fruitful. We were successful at dragging Ishiki out using Jigen. Koji has severed his function. Oh, served. Koji has served his function. You mean he's not going to make it? That was never part of the plan. We wouldn't be jumping through such hoops if Ishiki were someone who could be easily defeated. I'm not sure why, but I can't shake the feeling that he was fighting Ishiki like he really meant to take him down. You did explain it to him straight, right? That this mission was a one-way ticket to the afterlife? What's your point? And why are you so bothered? I don't know. I truly can't figure out why I'm so concerned about him. It's right in your fucking face, Naruto. He's randomly shrinking everything he catches sight of. Is he planning to destroy this whole space? Gah. All genes, all people have a predetermined fate. Is he shrinking his mask on his face? That man bore a mighty fate. A star of change. Oh yeah, he is shrinking the mask on his face. Now I understand. Amado had wanted to cling to it, to that man's mighty fate, to the minuscule possibility of change. Kashin Koji, clone of Jiraiya of the Great Three, that you shall die here, was also predestined by your genes. Alright. He who implanted a tactic shooting exam era several months ago was defeated by the Gokage, Sasuke, and Boruto. Yes, we know. I'll come back and read this stuff later, probably. So Kashin Koji flat out killed someone that the protagonist had trouble. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they swat away fireballs all the time. Who be swatting away fireballs? Who swats them away? Who does that? In Bleach, they do that. in One Piece, they do that. Kuribo, tell him that Ichigo's signature move would finally have a successful career before Yamamoto's spiritual fire does anything. Yamamoto's spiritual fire one-shot a captain class fighter. What are you talking about, Red? Seconds really not minutes. Even fake Yuha said if it wasn't for Blutvein, he would have already been turned to ash just from Yamamoto going into his flame armor. You know, that's a fact. I mean, listen, I was given Jigen the benefit of the doubt, right? But you're actually right. It would be seconds. If that fire burnt him in a minute or two of them talking, he's dying in seconds of him activating West. Natural flames, bro. Imagine having such low durability. Yeah, it's not a good look. Dynamite is going to have this guy sweating. They have problems with gunpowder. Like, wielding torch solos Karma. That's hilarious. So do we know how strong Jigen was at the time Ishiki took over? Ishiki is obviously stronger than Jigen, but how strong is Jigen actually? Well, so from what I was gathering and getting from all this, when Ishiki took over Jigen's body, of course, over a period of time, he was kind of merging with him. But then again, no, you're right, because that would still be Jigen's body, though. That would still be Jigen's body. Okay, I get it. But this is why Jigen's body dies so fast. It's because anytime Ishiki is attempting to use portions or small amounts or even large amounts of his power, it's actually killing Jigen because he can't take that much power. So that's probably what it is. Boruto fans will swear Jigen is stronger than Kaguya. Yeah, no. No feat has any of these guys stronger than Kaguya. It's strictly narrative right now. Like, Jigen is stronger physically, yes, because he can overpower a Susanoo with his physicals, but he hasn't shown me, like, he could beat Kaguya. He hasn't shown me that. Unless you want to scale his speed higher, sure, maybe. Bro, Mayuri had a whole subplot of correcting the balance because the Quincy killed 28k hollows. No, yeah, that's a fact. That happened. What I was going to say was more related to the fact that, because you mentioned Yamamoto having 1,000 souls into his Bankai. I was going to mention something about Bleach's, how in Bleach a lot of things layer souls on top of each other. But yeah, that's okay. Mustang stomps Jigen, no diff. Oh yeah, Colonel Mustang or Captain Mustang from what's it called? Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, Ab-Stract. Low-key, Jigen loses the Dragonoid from Bakugan. I didn't ever actually watch Bakugan, but I'm guessing he's a fire type. Jigen's stomach was cracking as he left Naruto and Sasuke, basically dying from chakra overuse. Yeah, that's fine. Dying from chakra overuse still does nothing. It means nothing to his overall durability, though. That's the issue. Is it a hot take to say Boruto trash ass has higher durability than Jigen? Get it? Hot take. Oh, that was fire. That was nice. That was fire. I like that. Another reason why Kaguya bodies Jigen. Bro is on a timer. Yeah. Random tailed beasts have higher durability than Jigen, lol. Yeah. That's true. That is true. Dude, Jigen dies to the same attack Yamamoto used to avenge Chojuro. Yeah, actually, facts. That's actual facts. Like, if Yamamoto lifts up his sword and swipes in this direction, Jigen and everything connected to Jigen dies instantly. He gets vaporized. Why? Because natural flames was able to kill him. So you're not going to tell me Yamamoto's not able to kill him. But she's still not home yet. She's still not home. Why is she taking so long? She's still in Colombia. Oh, we gonna go. All right. But then I gotta go to fucking bed. She's taking forever. Oh, are you caught up to all the big three? I guess kind of. All right. Jigen kicks Kaguya in her chest and feeds her to the 10 tails. We still haven't seen someone die from chakra overuse in Naruto, despite characters saying constantly, I'm out of chakra. Closest thing to this is dying from 8 gates. Well, Kakashi died from using his Kamui to stop the rocket that was going to kill Choji. But yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. Could Jigen survive the goofy-ass self-destruct Shako Renji used on Zyle? He could survive it. He'd just be fucked up beyond measure. But based off of him being able to die to those flames, Jigen's going to be struggling to fight someone like Edorad. Yeah. Based off of that, Jigen is going to be struggling to fight Edorad. And I'm not even lying. Wait, where is this? 195. All right. Should be 206. Yeah. Yeah.
Testing. We're live.
What in the fuck is that?
At Navy Federal ready.
Yeah. Like, like Edorad is giving Jigen problems. Edorad is giving Jigen all the smoke. Look at this. Look at this. These are reiatsu flames, far from natural flames. And Ikaku is tanking all of this. Mind you, Ikaku is tanking all of this. After taking all this, he has enough energy to engage his Shikai. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He is literally on fire right now. But he's absolutely fine too. Give up. Sometimes knowing when to quit is a virtue of a warrior. Jigen versus Hinamori would be an intense close fight. Jigen gotta watch out for Tobi Yume. That's facts. Momo's fire could mess Jigen up. Don't let her add keto into it because she can combine that with her Zanpakuto. True shit. Momo is too strong for Jigen. That is doing nothing to Jigen. Nah, bro. Your man's just died by natural fire. And we got niggas like this tanking this. We have niggas in... We have Ikaku tanking this. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this fucking crater. This crater is like 6 meters deep. Once again, I'm just basing this off of my track knowledge. Actually, maybe about 5. Maybe about 5. I can't really tell because the depth is kind of throwing me off. But look at this, bro. This makes no sense. Ikaku is able to survive this. This is the beginning of the Arrancar arc, essentially. He's able to survive this and engage his Bankai like it didn't even happen. That don't make any sense at all. Actually, yes, that guy would be a good matchup for Jigen's level. Edorad even giving out JoJo quotes to try and flex on Ikaku. Laugh my ass off. Hey, you know, Edorad versus Ikaku is probably one of my favorite fights in this series, to be honest. It's a really good fight. Ichigo's human body versus Boro. Who you got? Oh shit. Don't even start with that, bro. I'm putting Boro under everybody competent. Oh yeah, let's not forget Ishin and Getsu is getting Jigen out of here too. If natural fire is the barometer, Jigen doesn't beat a majority of lieutenants. Because as we can see, Ikaku can, number one, survive this type of attack. He can survive this type of attack and then thrive. By thrive, I mean engage his Bankai, right? Ikaku's not even a lieutenant. So this means Renji's Hikotsu Taiho would like one-shot Jigen if it connected. Momo is damaging Fracciones with their Keto Zanpakuto. Jigen ain't surviving. He's not, yo. He's not. Ishin can 1v1 anyone in Naruto verse and win no diff. Bro fought Aizen and survived. That's a fact. The fact y'all remember these clowns' names is insane to me. I don't even remember who fought in the second Arrancar invasion, bro. Who are these guys? Yeah, Red, that's because you gotta know, like, you gotta know all series, bro. You can't just know a little bit about I mean, you can't just know One Piece. You gotta be cultured, bro. Now, mind you, there are a lot of motherfuckers in One Piece, but I know the important characters. Like, I know Cracker. I know Vista. I know who's the? I know the lion guy who's Goldie Rogers' rival. You know, Mihail Crocodile, Gecko Moria. I know the important people, Bartholomew Kuma. Characters in Bleach scale to their durability. The most obvious example is Kenpachi. Well, yeah, no, the most obvious example is Kenpachi, but even if we look at this right here with Ikaku, right? Ikaku takes all of Edorad's attacks. He takes all his attacks, right? And then he engages his Bankai. So after he engages his Bankai, we see a clear surge of reiatsu, right? Of his release. And then what do they say to each other? This is important. Edorad says, impressive. Ikaku says, don't lie to me. I know my spiritual pressure isn't high enough to impress you yet. So you'll just have to be impressed when you die. So here's the video that I'm also going to be working on when I do this durability video for Bleach. I'm going to be finding a link between, because here's the thing, here's the premise, right? Bankai doesn't innately increase all stats. True, fair enough. But you know what does? A rise in spirit energy. A rise in reiatsu. You know what can give you a rise in reiatsu? Releasing your Bankai. Let's prove it. So, if you guys remember, Ikaku could not land a single attack on Edorad in Shikai or in his base. Ikaku engages his Bankai, and let's see how the fight plays out. So they both dash up in the air. Edorad attacks first. Ikaku attacks second. Ikaku's attack lands before Edorad's. So, after engaging his Bankai and getting a substantial increase in reiatsu, because that's what Bankai does, it allows you to release more of your energy, he's now able to strike Edorad first. He's also fast enough, right? What? He cut my Volcanica. Then we see footsteps moving. He's gone. He's also fast enough to plunge his sword into Edorad's arms. Mind you, Ikaku wasn't doing none of this stuff even 3 minutes ago because he wasn't in Bankai. He wasn't releasing more of his reiatsu. Now, Edorad is going to say Ikaku didn't get stronger. Right, here we go. Energy. His Bankai doesn't enhance his Kido or his speed or even his defensive ability, right? This is the claim, but every feat that we just saw would suggest otherwise. Ikaku was fast enough to slice his arm up, and he was fast enough to plant his sword down on top of him. He couldn't do either of those things before he engaged his Bankai. So while it's true, his Bankai doesn't enhance his speed or his Kido or his defensive ability. That's true. But you know it does. A rise in reiatsu. Why? Because reiatsu is equal to stats. And mind you, the attack that Ikaku just got hit with scales to Edorad's reiatsu. Ikaku would have to be releasing a more powerful reiatsu to injure Edorad. And if you factor in the fact that Edorad has Hiedo, Ikaku might have to be even doubling that. But we do see Ikaku's blade, which is a reflection of his own spirit energy, is able to get chipped and damaged while he's attacking him. So yeah. All this to prove that Jigen isn't taking Edorad, let alone Yusuke Amagai. Hey, how many of you guys remember Shusuke Amagai? He's not taking Edorad. He's not taking on Shusuke Amagai. He's definitely not taking Baz B. He's definitely not taking Yamamoto. He died in natural flames. He's not taking none of those monsters. But yeah. The way Ikaku says Bankai and sub was so raw. Bankai. You know, that was probably, yeah, that's why Ikaku is one of my favorite characters. And mind you, Ikaku is about 80% nerfed here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so that's the only thing I don't agree with, Espada, is that since Ikaku wasn't a lieutenant, he wasn't nerfed. He didn't have a Gente Kaijo badge on. And it actually makes sense when you think about it, because, well, I'm not going to get into it right now. We can do that later. But no, he wasn't nerfed. Kenpachi's own Bankai was harming him, so they can't scale to their own durability. All right, so that's not what that means, first off. Kenpachi was simply releasing more energy than his body could handle at that point. But that's why you train for Bankai, right? Yeah, harming yourself with your own Bankai isn't you not scaling. Isn't you not scaling to your own attacks though? Shit. I need some water. He didn't learn Bankai. Actually, he wasn't, because Ikaku isn't a lieutenant. He wasn't restricted by seal. Only lieutenants. That's correct. He was forced into it without training to actually attain it. So, of course, it messes him up. Toshiro had to be egged up before using his true Bankai. Trip. I did a reread of Bleach last year, and I still don't remember these guys because they were one-off villains, zero importance, and I probably got more time invested in the big three than anyone here. I doubt that. I don't know how, hey Red, I don't know how old you are, bro, but I've been number one watching Naruto for a very long time. You probably know more about One Piece than me. Granted, I'm not a One Piece guy. But Bleach and Naruto, bro, I don't know. I'm kind of nice when it comes to Bleach and Naruto. I'm really nice when it comes to Bleach and Naruto. Especially the logistics of the two series. But hey, I give it to you. Why not? Reason Bleach is downplayed because people missed a lot of these info in older arcs and doesn't understand what they're reading in end of series fights. That's true. That's absolutely true. If you don't have an at least adept understanding of the power system, you're not going to understand why certain things happen. You're not going to understand why certain fights like Edorad versus Ikaku are important. You're not going to understand why Ukiyoda can just block a Getsuga with nothing but reiatsu. You're not going to understand these things if you don't actually comprehend these things. You're not going to understand why Fullbringers like Tsukishima can hurt Soul Reapers like Byakuya, even though Fullbringers, what the fuck is a Fullbringer? A human with powers? Why is he hurting Byakuya? You're not going to understand these things if you don't, continuously go back, refresh your mind, read it when you're older, read it with a better comprehension, all that stuff. I got 15 years reading just the manga of the big three and more time in the anime. So I doubt anyone here have that much time. 15 years is crazy. I give you that. We don't miss it. We just don't care. Those villains are one-off weekly villains. Hell, when I did my reread last year, I forgot those fights even happened since they're boring as fuck to me. I don't know how Ikaku's first Bankai reveal can be boring, bro. I really don't know how. That's crazy. Bitch, I've been watching One Piece since 01, and around 04 started reading Naruto. By the time Bleach was out, I was weekly on episodes and manga chapters. I'm gonna say it since he didn't read that bitch was respectfully. He was saying respectfully, bitch. I don't think he's not calling you a bitch. Respectfully. I first started watching the big three back when One Piece was on 4Kids. I was 5 when I first started watching it. I turned 26 on the 14th of this month. Hey, I'm only 2 years older than you, Mugetu. That's what's up. Get out your feelings, bro. I didn't call you out your name. No need to call me a bitch. Yeah, no facts. And I'm late to this, so just ignore it. But that was more. I'm gonna speak for a spot. That was more of a respectful, tone of bitch. I don't think he was calling you a bitch. Jigen shrink Yamamoto's flames for a moment, and it's a wraps. All right. So, Karibo, can you show me a feat of Jigen shrinking anything spiritual? Do you have a feat of that? Because Yamamoto's flames are spiritual. They're made of reiatsu. Can he shrink reiatsu. Can he shrink spiritual attacks? Can we see that? Rukia gets more fragile in Bankai. I mean, kind of. That's just the property of ice, though. She becomes like absolute zero. So yes, you can say that, but it's more so due to herself, though, too. Hasn't trained with it once. That too. Yamamoto's flames are made of reishi, the same material as his own flames. He can't shrink biological matter. Ooh. That's a even better counter than my argument. I like that one. Rukia didn't master Bankai at that point and had to use it as a last resort. Rukia just got her Bankai, and even Byakuya said that she needs to train more with it. If we aren't equalizing, Jigen might just be able to shrink Yamamoto altogether. I like where Kuriro is going with that. That's kind of funny. Yeah, show me Jigen shrinking spiritual matter, and then we can talk about that kind of stuff. Can he shrink spiritual matter? That's what I'd need to see. Nope, Yamamoto has organs. Reishi is biological matter. Oh no, I'm not. LOL. He just insulted the big three fans saying 15 years. That's 200. This 2010, by the way. Well, listen, bro. Espada, I can't condone, even if I fuck with you guys heavy, I can't condone people calling each other bitches and all that stuff, especially on the internet. Because that's one thing I personally don't stand for, as far as like when I be having these Twitter conversations with these kids and shit like that. The minute it gets like really disrespectful for me, that's when I know I have to bow out of the conversation, because I'm not about to be disrespected by no kids over the internet. I know that's not happening for a fact. So I will ask just to just chill out on that. Chill out on that. At the end of the day, it is anime. At the end of the day, we've all been watching it for a very long time. I think Jigen used his power on your brain. Yamamoto literally stares at Jigen and he's done. Yamamoto doesn't even need to throw hands, laugh my ass off. Insulting what fans? Bro, getting emotional because I said I got a lot of time invested in just a minute. I got over 2 decades in the anime. Yeah, no. So, yeah, Espada, you might have more, granted, but we can't undermine other people's level of study, is what I'll say. It's definitely nothing to get, crazy about, though, either. Red is a troll, but he's here for good purposes. He's here for good reasons. He is my stamp. And I don't mean a troll like that, Red. I mean like you troll me about Bleach. You're not here to like disrupt the show or anything like that. I fuck with you. Rukia only got more fragile in her Bankai because it was new and she wasn't ready for it. Remember when Ichigo first used Bankai? It broke his bones, according to White. That's true. Meanwhile, for Majiro from JoJo Part 5, wow, this bum can't even shrink people. My little feet does that for fun. Can we finally admit Yuha is a Sadara victim? Hey, man, from what I'm hearing, one black hole and it's over. One black hole from Sarada. GG Bleach verse. Goodbye, Rayo. Goodbye, Adonais. Can't beat the GOAT Sarada. Same trip. I didn't insult him or anyone out of pocket for no reason. Appreciate it, though. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Shanks the GOAT for real. Yeah. Yeah. I fuck with all you guys in here. First off, that's number one. And we can respectfully disagree. I don't even mind disrespectful insults to a degree, because I feel like you guys are really familiar with each other at this point. I'm familiar with all you guys through interactions. I have some of you guys on Discord. So yeah, I don't mind it. As far as that though, Yeah, Yonin, they be going crazy, bro. They be going crazy. Next Korean, we're going to say Boruto is Jesus. Oh, God. Boru Jesus. Reishi can be biological, but would it actually count in this case? Even calling it spiritual matter doesn't conflict it with the clarification Amado gave for Jigen's ability. Yeah, it might not conflict with it, right? But in this case, it doesn't actually prove it either. Like if we were to go about this logically or even scientifically, right? Just because it was said to work on this, it can work on anything that isn't living matter, right? You would still need to prove it would work on this type of matter. Saying anything that's not living matter, that would still fall into a no limits fallacy. And I hope we all feel the same way about no limits fallacies. I hope you all feel the same way about that, at least. Actually, I'm not even going to go back. It's fine. Because I kind of just stated what he said. So there's no need to go back. But yeah, the burden would be on whoever is asserting it can work on spiritual matter to prove that claim first. Like, let me see him shrink spiritual energy. Then we can have that conversation. Reishi isn't biological. Reishi is spiritual matter. Its own thing. You all remember Udohara saying Kishi, physical matter, right? Can exist in Reishi spaces, meaning the two aren't the same. Agree. Like I said, he gets blitzed. To be honest, I used to be hating on Shanks the first few streams I caught, but when I realized it was all fun and games, I started playing along more. Yeah, man. He be coming in here to throw us off and get us off our purpose and shit like that. I don't mind it though. It's always just fun. It's anime and manga. I never insult anyone. I just be joking and having some roast. I said this several streams ago. That's a fact. Yeah. Oh, sheesh. Alright, I got a little bit to go more before she gets home. So let me read this. See what we got. Time limit, prepared, potential value, sacrifice. No limits, fallacies, or trash arguments. Tired of people trying to claim Izanagi can do anything despite we only ever see it being used when someone dies. Exactly, bro. Now, I've never ran into the Izanagi argument. I've never ran into that. It sounds trash already. But yeah, just saying, oh, it puts oneself in a genjutsu, so you can theoretically do anything. I don't know if that's the argument, but that's how I'm picturing it. That's retarded. And you would need to prove every bit of that claim. So yeah, even in this case, like I said, saying, oh, it can shrink anything that's not living matter. Well, here's the thing. Amado is not a god. He doesn't know every type of substance that exists. He doesn't know every type of material that exists. He doesn't know every type of matter that exists. So to say he can shrink everything that's not living, and then that makes somewhat of a contradiction in itself for Soul Reapers who are not living but technically alive. Right? We have that elephant in the room. Soul Reapers can die, so they are living. They're just not conventionally alive. What do we do with that? So there's a lot of caveats and things you have to talk about and bring up with something like that. But the first thing I would even ask for is, show me him shrinking spiritual energy. Like pure spiritual energy. Show me that first. Shanks about to unleash his Wi-Fi hockey in the chat. Let me see Sasuke use his Rasengan to try and soul snatch Jigen, and Jigen shrinking his soul to get out of Sasuke's grip. And I'll say he can shrink spiritual matter. Exactly. That would be perfect. See, like, people always be thinking that I be too strict on things. It's not the case. I hold Bleach to the exact same standard and to the exact same arguing points. There'll never be a time where I get called out on something I said for another series that I haven't already considered for Bleach. Because if I don't think it can work for Bleach, I'm not even going to fucking voice it. I'm not even going to put it out there if I don't think it's a possibility for Bleach. Now, I can put it out there and be wrong And then I can stand on and be like, oh, you know what? I was wrong about that. I'll give you guys a great example. One of these streams, we were talking about if Kizaru's lasers would be able to be stopped by Baragon's Respira. I was like, nah, that's impossible because Baragon literally ages anything. If you shoot light and my argument was basically that light doesn't go on indefinitely. But after some research and some arguing with someone, I can't remember who it was. After some research and after some arguing, I did find out that if not interfered with, light will definitely exist indefinitely. So that made me realize, oh, you know what? Kizaru's lasers actually might be able to bypass Baragon's Respira. Now, as for like the actual damage in AP, that's a whole separate question. But I was able to yield on that point, being that light, if not interrupted by like, matter and light and refraction and, all this other stuff. And, if light is just going on its way without any interference, nothing really will stop it. So yeah, that's just one example. Basically, since it warps reality, it can do anything is what they claim. Yeah. I can't wait to see this whole Sarada thing. That's why I really want to get to 2 Blue Vortex. I'm gonna go do some errands. Y'all have a good one. Last thing, Chidori has a better track record than Getsuga. Never does something show. Of course it does, bro. Shanky Ab-Stract Izanagi is based on actually Ab-Stract Izanagi is based on the creation of all things. So Izanagi can literally anything plus ratios. Hey yo, I had to use my loser voice for that shit. What would be perfect is if Sasuke used the Ashura path to have 2 arms to fight Jigen. That'd be smart. I don't even think Sasuke can use all the abilities of the Sage 6 pass of the Rinnegan. Light is energy, so it ages. So Espada, like when I looked it up, bro, because I said the same thing, I argued the same thing, but like when I put it in the Chpt and I googled it, it said if light didn't interfere with anything, like if it was just shot out, it would pretty much go on indefinitely. Photons don't age, apparently. Photons don't expire. They have to be interactive with something. And the thing is, Respira is the progression of time forced on whatever it makes contact with. And the fact that light doesn't age means that progression of time wouldn't work on it. At least that's what I got. If you find something that contradicts that, let me know, bro. Send me the link to it and I'll take a look at it. Soul Reapers can have lifespan of 2,000 plus years based off of Yamamoto, and Respira is able to age Soul Reaper to dust. So can light exist that long? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it should be able to. From what I researched, it should absolutely be able to exist that long. Even Kido was affected by Respira. That's a fact too. Yamamoto is useless to stop Aizen with face with the Negation. Jigen was lighting up Naruto and Sasuke, who could point blank dodge the light fang. The Negation was more so because of its... Well, what do you mean, first off, Karibo? Are you saying that because they got saved by it, Yamamoto couldn't aim? Like, what are you trying to say exactly with the Negation thing? I'm a little confused. That is the most disingenuous argument of all time. The speed of the Negation wasn't the issue. It was the dimensional properties. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you saying since Yamamoto didn't speed blitz the Negation that we saw Shuhei and Yoruichi and Soifron speed blitz that he couldn't have done it? Is that the argument? Yeah, Yamamoto didn't do anything because of how the Negation worked, not due to speed. Exactly. Yes, you're using reality to calculate it, but spirit is spiritual energy. So light will hit energy. A countering energy. See, that's a tough one, Espada. Like, Like if I was an impartial party, I would want a stronger argument for why Respiro would work. Or for why Kizuru's lasers / light wouldn't work. I'd want a stronger argument. Wait, I just heard what you said and I had to come back, LOL. Oh, okay. So he comes back when I'm praising One Piece. But when I'm okay, I see you, Red. I see you. That's crazy, by the way. We're gonna talk about that, but that's crazy. Why wouldn't he try? Photons die on contact, so Respiro coming into contact with light would in fact age it. Photons die on contact. See, but they die on contact with, I don't want to say material, because that might not be the right word. I understand the argument that you guys are making for Respira. I really do. But if I'm being truly impartial, I just want a little stronger evidence. They didn't dodge the Light Fang. They dodged Madara's neck movement. That's also true. They didn't dodge Light Fang, bro. And then nothing aside from a data book statement tells us that Light Fang even moves at the speed of light. None of them have actually outpaced or raced light. None of them actually have a feat of actually dodging light. Like, they can aim dodge his neck, sure, but yeah. Also, Shuhei had no reiatsu left because he got sucked dry by Yumishika. Well, I wouldn't do that, Mugetsu, only because that happened maybe about 15 chapters prior. That happened. It was him getting sucked dry by Ururi Inukujaku. That happened around it was more like 6 to 10. Anywhere from 6 to 10 chapters prior. I don't think he should be that drained by that time, but I get what you're saying. By the way, photons can exist for millions of years. Nelly the Goat Tyson explained the same light we see today is the very same light from millions of years ago. Yeah. If light can expire and Respira's power is aging things, even Keto as well as which is also energy. Yes, but Keto's spiritual energy though. But then again, But even that, Red, let me attack your point real quick, Red. You know what else can exist for millions and even billions of years? Sand. You know what else is another form of sand? Glass. You know who was able to age glass instantaneously? Baragon. So here's the thing. If light can expire in any way, shape, or form, Baragon can age it. Right? Because he can age glass instantly, which can exist for billions of years. If light cannot be aged, no matter how much time has passed, then yes, I will agree. At least for me. The others might disagree with it. But I'll at least agree until I get stronger evidence that it should work. The one time he actually tried to catch light, he did. Go and read him or watch the Driscoll Bursey fight. Yamamoto blitz from Squad 1 base intercepted Bursey's light spear. That's true. Well, the fact that he intercepted is true. Whether the spear is light speed or not, that's another question. It happened 15 chapters prior, but the fight itself happened like 2 minutes before Aizen reveal in the anime. I don't know about that, bro, because like Yumishika had time to go back to the squad barracks and change his clothes. Then we get the whole fight with Rangiku and Izuru. But I know what you're talking about because Kenpachi and Komamura are still technically in the middle of their fight, so I get what you're saying. And Sarah's are spiritual light. Yeah, see, but that's spiritual light working on spiritual light. So I get the argument about it. For me personally, I'd still need it to be like, I need something airtight for that. The last 30 or so chapters of Soul Society took place over like 4 minutes. Is that true? 4 minutes? God damn. You're also giving Kizaru the better of the doubt with the Respira. Its spiritual energy can't touch light because it's physical, meaning Kizaru shouldn't even interact with Baragon. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. In my opinion, though, I don't want to go that hard on it, though. You think EDP would like having Respira? EDP. I don't know what that is, bro. Like I said, stars can have died out, so Respira should work fine. Well, so the stars can die out, yes, but the energy or the light emitted from the stars, does that die out? How do we get Yamamoto's speed? I'm being generous giving him that. At least the Light Fang has some direct confirmation. We literally get Yamamoto's speed from any person that has a relevant speed feat, and we literally can just upscale Yamamoto from them. It's really not that hard, especially since reiatsu is a direct correlation to your stats. Like, if they can interact with him, then he should interact with them as well, given that Baragon can literally just suck his soul right out. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't disagree with that. And it should be two-way. I agree with that. It should be two-way. For that conversation, like if I were to make a video on that, how would I do that actually? Because you're bringing up really good points, Espada. You're bringing up really good points, bro. And you're making me reconsider this shit, actually. Because it's really not fair if we don't allow Baragon's ability to have those properties or interacting with Kizaru's, but we're going to have Kizaru's interact with Baragon, even though Kizaru doesn't have a lick of spiritual energy. Not really, right? Because Haki hasn't been confirmed to be spiritual energy by itself. So I get what you're saying. So Society Uri literally outspent his own shadow. Alright, so Pariah, I'm not a fan of that feat. Because if we're going by that, then Part 1 Sasuke also outsped his own shadow Part 1 Lee outsped his shadow versus Sasuke. If we're going to hold Uryu to that standard, we have to hold every character who has a feat similar to that standard. I'm not a fan of that. I think outspeeding your shadow is just a way for the mangaka to showcase extreme speed. I think power scalers read into outpacing your own shadow too much. If it was consistent with a feat of dodging like a light-based attack, then sure, go for it. Like, oh my god, he's faster than the light and his own shadow. But no, if it's just based on the fact that one person outsped their shadow and it only happened one time under vague circumstances or not even scaling circumstances, I'm not really a fan of using it. Alright. I haven't read shit because my shit still hasn't loaded. So this is probably a sign that I should probably stop. So yeah, I think I'll stop the actual reading and we can probably just chill out and talk until my girlfriend gets home. That is, she's taking forever though. Shunsu was getting lit up until he used the shadows to teleport. I hope you're not talking about when he was fighting Lille. He was dodging shadows pretty much all day. He only started using the teleportation when he started getting really injured. Do Naruto characters have any answer to Yami's Gunzui? They actually do not, no. Like, here's the thing. You can argue Naruto might be able to pull his soul back into him, but that is a single person we've seen. Well, then again, there's Orochimaru playing tug of war with his soul. And see, it's vague because it's not based off of power or willpower for that matter. It's kind of just like a tug of war. But no, the vast majority of them don't have any defense against it. Like, if Pain goes to pull out Orochimaru's soul, I don't think he's doing anything against Pain. None of them have any defense against Ganzui. Jutsu was getting lit up until he used shot. Yeah, no. Haki is just life energy. Right. Neither character was taking the fight seriously yet. Haku is mental fortitude. Haki is mental fortitude. No, Lee wasn't drawn in the same image with and without shadow, and drawn again behind Inoue, already holding her. Lee wasn't drawn in the same image with and without shadow, and drawn again. Okay. Uryu was drawn with and without his shadow and holding Inoue in the same panel. That's fair. Or I'll say the correction is fair, but my analysis of it would still remain the same. Because if we're going to say Uryu's light speed, then we'd have to back scale every feat from that point forward, and then it kind of breaks other potential upcoming feats. Also, it doesn't align with triple AP scaling principles. What do you mean it isn't fair? It's not a versus. We asking, can Respira age light? And light doesn't age, so Kirizu's lasers can't be aged by Respira. Yeah, so Red, he's talking about the interaction though. Like if the spiritual energy can't interact with the physical light, then vice versa would also have to be true, and his lights wouldn't even be able to affect Baragon. That's what we're arguing. Or that's what he's arguing, and I'm understanding what he's arguing. Okay. All right, you beautiful sons of bitches. My girlfriend is home, which means it is time to give her all my nightly time. Ugh. And mind you, she's not home like here. I'm in a hotel. She's in Maryland. Like Maryland. Yeah, she's in Maryland. I'm in South Carolina. No, I'm in Georgia. Yeah. But this was fun. I'll read the last of the comments, then we get out of here. One panel, Ceros are light, so light speed. Now this is extreme downlevate because Stark Ceros would be much faster than the Gillians. But take that light speed Cero, multiply it by 10 for the Resurrection multiplier, and multiply that by 1,000 because Cero Metriata fires 1,000 Ceros in an instant and Shinsui dodged it all. Yeah, so, and my thing is like, remember, as far as triple AP scaling, I have to take all this with a grain of salt. But if I'm just conforming to what Kuriro would be saying, then all of this stuff would be true. Because if he thinks Light Fang is light, speed, and the only thing we get from that is a data book statement, then I'll also use a data book statement that says Ceros are spiritual light. And they are non-artificial light, which means they're real light and should act like real light. And I would proceed to use Mugetsu's argument, how he just set it out. Where is it stated that Ceros are light speed? Yeah, see, the Ceros don't have to be stated they are light speed. The fact that they are spiritual light, and spiritual light is stated to be non-artificial, and since all reishi is the same property, if it's being called light, it should have the properties of the non-artificial light as well. So you don't need to you don't need a direct statement of Ceros are light speed. You don't need that. Yeah, you don't need that. The minute they're called non-artificial, we know to treat it as normal light. Haki is life energy. It exists in all things. Armor and Haki is willpower. The stronger one's will, the stronger their life energy. That's why Jinbei negged Big Mom's Sphere Axe. Orochimaru was more so showing his sword into his, which was giving him the chance to pull his soul back. Naruto flat out grabbed his soul. Very good distinction. Very true. Very true. In the data books that Kubo directly co-signed there stated to be light. Also true. Haki is neither life energy nor mental fortitude. Alright, Red, tell us what Haki is. Yujiro Hanma versus Jigen Hooven. Yujiro. I got Yujiro taking on Delta, Jigen, Boro. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't want to upset the Naruto fans. Nah, Jigen's beating everyone in fucking Baki. But Boro's not beating anybody. Like, Boro's losing to Jack Hanma, Yujiro Hanma. He's losing to Mr. Oliver, Unchained. He's losing to all those guys. I'm asking for the speed, okay? To be honest, Ab-Stract, the shadow with Rock Lee looks more like a footprint left from his shoe. I'll take a look at it. I haven't read it in a while. I'll take a look at it though. Yeah, it's really been a while since I've looked at that shit, so I'll take a look at it. All right, y'all have a good one. All right, Ronnie, take it easy, bro. I'm actually about to get off too, guys. The data books, they are light. I do think Zero's skill and speed and power to the user, just like Keto. That doesn't give speed, if you want, sure. Doesn't depend if photons are mentioned. One smart. They mentioned photons, though. Photons equalize speed. Depends. Hey, Yonin, bro, send me that. I couldn't find it. I looked all day yesterday. Not all day, but, you know, a nigga looked. Send me that. Send me that photon statement, please. Unless it's already in the thread that you sent me the first time, and I just didn't see it. This is my issue. Nobody has issue with the elements used in Bleach as what they... But the moment light gets brought up, people get confused. Yujiro lets a lightning bolt hit him despite knowing he could dodge it because dodging it would be cowardice. Yujiro solos Boruto for real. Like shit. But hey, alright y'all. I'm about to get out of here. It's time to FaceTime my lady. We will pick this up from chapter 48. We did end on an even number this time, so I hope you're happy about that, Mugetsu. 48, the limit. This was a good stream. Alright. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy your night. I should see you guys back here tomorrow. We might